Mm-hmm.
The Medicare that we pay here is the same as what we pay national health in Europe. That's why it's free. Why do we pay Medicare? We never use it. It's never given to us because we have to purchase Medicare on
Right.
our Social Security. So we've already been put into it by paying it, and there's no medicine free for the elderly.
Mm.
So in Europe, you're paying into that. That's why it's called national health, because
Right.
you're paying into it.
Right. And again, the UK definitely has better health outcomes than the US because you guys are able to get preventative health care. Millions of
Correct.
American citizens die every single year from things they could have prevented. It's crazy. Well, thank
Yes,
you,
it is.
Christine. I appreciate you.
Okay.
All right. Hey, user social security number. Good morning. How are you? If you had some water and said something kind about yourself. User 581739625876. I sent you an invite to unmute. All right. Kay, good morning. How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
I had coconut water.
Love it.
Nothing kind yet.
Why not?
But no, I had requested up yesterday because I was listening in on the conversation, and today is probably the same vibe. But I just wanted to say, keep your foot on their necks.
Oh, absolutely.
Keep educating us because you definitely eating their ass up.
Oh yeah, this is
For
easy work.
breakfast.
There's easy work. I literally haven't run into anybody yet that's really been an intellectual challenge. Like now, all of a sudden, I'm getting paid $150 to support Kamala. I'm a communist. I promise you, the DNC is not going to choose me to be their spokesperson. I mean, I am vocally anti-democrat and have been ever since I've been on this platform. So, I mean, that would be
It's the
weird for
same.
them to
It's the
choose
same
me.
concept as what Public is saying because he's anti-establishment, but he's
Right.
still like, dude, if you're gonna vote, I mean, I'm hoping that nobody is voting for the fascist, like
Right.
the racist fascist. Like that's a no-brainer. But if
Yeah.
for some reason,
Also, let me be very fucking clear. You're not like $150 is not going to get me to say anything on your behalf, like at all. Like $150. You know what I'm saying? Like get the fuck out of here. $150. I'd laugh like shit and just hang up. I'm like, what? No. Click. I wouldn't even respond to an email for $150. Y'all wild as shit. Well, thank you, Kay. I appreciate you.
absolutely, I'll hop down, but I'll keep listening in. Keep doing the Lord's work.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, nah, you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me to advocate for some shit for $150. No way. Like I don't
Maybe
do
not
that.
him. Maybe not him, but the DNC could pay me $150 and I'll do
Hey,
it.
look, hey, for those of you who are willing to do it, I will pass the information along. If somebody reaches out to me, I'll send it right to you. Daryl, good morning. How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning. How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
I'm just a baby boomer who's loving life and into politics big time. Just
Mm-hmm.
now, first time ever getting on any one of these sites. What's the difference between a fascist and a communist?
A fascist is like ultra national, like dictatorship, essentially, right? That's the best way I could put it. So like this idea, if we're looking at like Hitler, right? Like that would be fascism, like this ultra national, make Germany great again, because that's who started that phrase. Well, actually, it was started by the Triple K, and then Hitler adopted it for Germany. But yeah, it'd be like ultra national dictatorship. Communism is the dictatorship of the proletariat, meaning like the worker, like the working class citizen, like all of us and the populace. We would be in control of our own destiny. We would be able to self-determine and be in charge of our own government. So that's the difference.
Communist China is
China's not communist. Yeah, China's not communist.
Not?
No, no. They
I
have a communist party, but that doesn't make them communist.
They control everything in that country.
Yeah, they have a dictatorship, that's not communist.
All right, I have to reevaluate my learning on that, but
yeah. China is literally capitalist. I mean, they participate in a global market. They have currency. They have a government. So that would be communist.
I was also told in school that China was communist. It's a common misconception due to our education system and the propaganda surrounding it.
In North Korea?
Yeah, North Korea, the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea is fascist. For sure.
They also have a dictator.
They also have a dictator.
Which Trump wants to be in this country.
Yeah, Trump is a fascist.
Yeah, well, we got to make sure he doesn't get in there. I mean, because he's going to ruin all of us, from, just totally ruin the whole company. And one thing I think white folks who are supporting him don't realize that he could care less about them as well.
Oh, they know it. Deep down inside somewhere, they know.
He will take everything from them and give it to the rich, just like he pretends to do with, people of color. And ever since I've been into politics, the filthy rich make it look like it's people of color that's taking from whites so they can have the poor white folks fighting against us.
Absolutely.
And losing everything.
Yep, I agree. Well, thank you so much, Daryl. I appreciate you for coming up. Welcome back anytime. You have a good one. Dill, what's going on? Good morning. Ooh, excuse me.
Hey, good morning. I thought it was just funny that now everyone is so concerned about like how people identify and how they present when it comes to Kamala.
Yeah, like I said, the party that said that they don't want to be engaged in identity politics are only engaged in identity politics.
Yeah, now they care about like everything and like all of it. And I'm just like, wow, like we were preaching this for the last, 2 years at least.
Right.
And now it's their turn? Okay. This gets very old.
It really does. Like I said, there's men who purport themselves to be straight, right? And they're more concerned about my hair, the color of my fingernails, my gender, and my sexuality than I am. I'm just like, yo, that's weird. Like, why are y'all so weird? Like, why are y'all going around and why are you so many men in my DMs all of a sudden? Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay?
I just kind of like thought about that this morning and I wanted to like bring that up and see what you thought.
Well, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon. And thanks for everything.
Absolutely. Paul, good morning. How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Morning.
Morning.
I'm voting for Trump.
Okay. Congratulations, I guess.
Well, I'm not voting for another 4 years of lies.
Who's been lying to you? Oh, so hold on. So you want new lies? You want new lies, is what you're saying, not old lies.
Well, I mean, Trump told 30,000.
I know 30,000 plus lies while he was in office.
If you want to be exact, it was 30,573 in 4 years.
Well, look at all the money laundering that this Biden administration has been doing.
Well, Biden's not running for office, and if he was money laundering, then lock him up. Why? You know what I'm saying? We don't care. Lock his ass up.
Lock him up.
Huh? Well, I mean, because there's no evidence, Paul. Because they keep investigating him and they can't find any evidence. Why do you, Paul? Why do you know more than the investigators?
They're gonna cover it up.
Why didn't they cover
Paul,
Trump's
if you have the evidence, friend, why don't you go give it to them?
They're gonna cover it's all covered up.
How do you know? Have you seen the evidence?
They all cover it up.
How do you know? Have you seen the evidence?
Well, goddamn. Look at Hillary Clinton. She
Lock Hillary Clinton up. I don't care. Lock her up too.
She does her phones up with a hammer.
Okay, so why don't we lock her up?
Cause she's a Democrat.
Oh, okay. Only Republicans go to jail. Because I can name you multiple Democrats that were found guilty of crimes, including Joe Biden's son, and were prosecuted. Multiple.
Yeah, he's looking at 20 years when Trump gets in.
Okay, not my concern. Not my child. It's not my child.
Don't worry, Dad. I'm not doing 20 years anytime soon.
I'm so concerned about you guys' well-being. I mean that.
Well, I'm not voting for this woman.
I know you don't like women. I got it, especially not brown ones.
I don't like Harris.
I know. I understand. She's a brown woman. I get it.
I don't care if she's fucking gray or blue. I don't like her.
What gray and blue people do you know? You know gray and blue people?
I don't like her appearance.
There it is, folks.
At least you were honest with us.
I don't like her appearance.
She says stupid shit.
Like what? Give me an example. Hold on. What if did she say stuff like magnets don't work when they're wet?
What the fuck is that shit?
Like magnets don't work when they're wet?
What is that? What does that mean?
Magnets?
So today is today, tomorrow is today. What is that? That's what she says.
Hold on. So you're telling me that somebody who says magnets don't work when they get wet, that's the smart guy. The guy who says that windmills, the guy who says that windmills kill whales and cause cancer, that's the smart guy.
This is what Harris says.
That's the smart guy.
Who?
The guy who says that windmills cause cancer and kill whales. That's the smart guy?
If you put windmills out in the middle of the ocean, all right?
Over
the years, they start leaking oil, and you cannot fix them.
Oh my gosh!
Why is there oil in the windmills?
You can't fix them.
Why is there oil? If you can't fix them, how did they get there in the first place?
They're built in the stupid manufacture, and then they put them up.
Oh my God!
How do they install them if they can't be fixed?
You cannot fix them.
Why can't you?
Because
what?
You have to take them apart to fix them, and they're not going to do that.
So they can be fixed?
No.
No?
They said they could be.
Once they're broke, they're broke.
Who told you this?
God damn. Are you really that dumb?
No, am I dumb? Friend, come on. You got to be kidding me right now. Me? It's me?
You cannot fix those windmills.
You also can't fix stupid, apparently. This can't be real life, y'all. Hey, guys, tap the screen. Let's get to 225 as quickly as we possibly can. Let's get that power tap.
It's broke. You cannot fix it.
Bro,
all right?
You're broke, Fred. You're broke.
Really?
Wasn't me. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate you.
I want to put all these windmills out in the middle of the ocean, and over the years, they're going to start leaking oil.
Why is there oil in the windmills?
Why? It's to keep the generation of the motors cool. That's why.
Jesus.
You can't put fucking water inside of them. It's a motor.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Is there a motor in a vacuum?
Yes, it is.
Is there oil in your vacuum?
Probably, yes.
No. The answer's no. It's opposing magnets.
No.
Yes. Magnetized. It's literally It's literally magnets that have been. It's literally magnets that have a positive and negative electric charge to them. They don't touch each other. It's frictionless. Like, this is a joke. This is a joke. I'm glad you're not an engineer. I'm glad you're not an engineer, because this is fucking wild.
Yes. There is oil inside of those.
Jonathan, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate your contribution. Hey, listen, I need to be getting paid more for this, because this is crazy town.
Hey, Paul, can I ask you a question?
Windmills aren't made out of plastics.
They are made out of fiberglass, dummy.
Fiber. What is fiberglass? Is fiberglass plastic?
No.
Hint, it's in the word.
Fiberglass is more stronger than plastic.
Okay.
Paul, this is important. So you just told us that windmills can't be fixed, and then you told us that windmills can be fixed. It just takes too much work. And then you told us they can't be fixed again. So can you tell us which one it is?
Yeah, which one is it?
It costs us $100 million to put one up.
Okay, that doesn't.
Hold on. Who's actually investing in these windmills?
Whoever they are, they're being ripped off.
Norma, thank you so much. Big W Norma in the chat for the $50 Venmo. Big W Norma in the chat for the $50 Venmo. I appreciate you. Rahel, thank you for the $5. I didn't see who the other person was. And Emmy, thank you so much. What's that, buddy?
Natural gas, oil, and coal. That is the three real energy.
Oh, so solar energy and all of the other energy sources, like wind turbine. I mean, wind, no. Water turbines, no.
Yeah, water dams, yeah. That's good energy.
Like hydro energy is good energy.
We need more nuclear energy, nuclear plants.
Okay. Well,
I think
we just cannot run.
Hey, hold on. Hey, I guys, I never said that windmills don't have. I never said that windmills don't have oil. I was just questioning to see if this bro actually knew what he was talking about. My point is they absolutely can be repaired.
No, they can't.
Yes, they
You
can.
already told us they could.
Yeah, they can. They may.
I never once said. I said, why do they have oil in them? Was my question. Thank you so much, PR.
That doesn't mean nothing. They can still be repaired.
Yeah, you got to take them apart, piece by piece, to
So now you're
fix the
just
piece of
telling us
shit.
how we can repair them.
So they just let them go until they cannot go no more, and then they just bring out a new one and put a whole new system.
So let
up.
me ask you a question. So they have oil in them, right?
Yes.
And what does oil do in terms of viscosity?
It keeps it cool inside.
Yeah. Do you have to change the oil in your car?
You don't change the oil in these things.
Wrong. They have to regularly be topped off. So if you can go out there to top them off, then you can go out there to repair them. So if you can go out there to top them off, you can go out there to repair them. We have offshore drilling. You're not worried about that oil being in our ocean, but you're worried about the small amounts of oil in the wind turbines being in the ocean? Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Our offshore drilling leaks oil. What is your point?
So?
Did you just say so? Auntie, good morning. How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
How you know they leak oil offshore drilling?
Because we see it in the ocean.
Maybe if we stop shipping oil across the ocean, there wouldn't be none in the ocean.
It's from the drilling sites. mercy. When MAGA sends their people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending their best.
No, y'all think we should live in fairy tale land.
No, we should live in reality.
That's the way the Democrats.
No, we should just live in reality. That's all I'm asking for. I'm just asking for reality.
It's no reality in this Democratic Party. They don't think
Paul,
reality. They think that we should live in fairyland.
What is furry land? Like, do I get to dress in a costume? Do I get to dress in a costume? That's all I want to know. Do I get to wear a costume?
Drive a Skittle and a rainbow car.
That would be fucking lit. They have those?
I love Skittles.
Is he talking about NASCAR now?
Hey, Paul, how many offshore turbines do we have right now? Offshore wind turbines.
I don't know.
Just take a guess.
Put them out there and
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. We have 7. We have 7 offshore wind turbines. That's it. Just 7.
There's 7 sites. Mr. Jones, there's 7 sites. There's 82 turbines total.
Oh, okay. Oh, 7 sites. No, it says as of January 2023, there were 7 offshore wind turbines operating in the United States.
are they doing any good?
There's only 7.
Well, the Vineyard site out in Massachusetts has like 60 all on its own.
Yeah, and they ain't worth a damn.
15 turbine, 62 turbines off the coast of Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts is expected to be fully operational in 2024. Yeah, they're not even up.
Okay, yeah.
There's only 7. Yeah, there's only 7 operating.
So Paul is right. They do have gear oil in there
Yes,
because there's there's moving parts.
Yeah, that has to be changed regularly.
Yep, and I want to just give.
Thank you, Michelle.
Here. The gear turbines have up to 200 liters of oil in them in order to keep the gears running. That's like the biggest turbine will have 200 liters. Even if all of that oil spilled into the ocean, it would be just a drop in the bucket compared to the 814 million gallons that were lost during the Deepwater Horizon disaster.
Right.
So we would need about 2 to 3 million windmills losing every drop of oil that they have to even come close to what happened with Deepwater Horizon.
Well,
hey guys, we got like 5 minutes left in this excuse me, subwave. No, just know if you subscribe to the channel, you get free access to the Discord, or you get access to the Discord. Tomorrow night, we're going to be playing Cards Against Humanity in the Discord. So come hang out with us and play Cards Against Humanity with us in the Discord tomorrow night. Check it out.
why are we not building more nuclear plants? If they want more renewable energy, why are we not building nuclear plants?
Are you good? Like, listen, start investing your money into nuclear, and and go out there and help them get it started.
That is the federal government's issue.
Most of our, so
invest our money.
yeah. So those would be the result of public-private partnerships, where private companies, get with a local government.
No, because the EPA regulators is not going to allow it to happen here.
Nuclear is a great way to produce energy, probably the best way to produce energy, but they also take like 20 years to build one.
Well, yeah, and that's what I said. They're a result of public-private partnerships. That's what I was trying to explain. Yeah.
I mean, they take 20 years because everything's got to be by a T when you're building nuclear.
Well,
we need more solar farms, solar grids, and hydro energy. What do you mean? Why? Is the sun going to go out at some point? You know that Disney has an entire solar farm. Disney here in Florida.
All 50 states on a solar farm.
Disney right here in Florida. Disney right here in Florida has an entire solar farm, And if the power goes out, like the grid goes down, Disney has its own grid, its own backup grid to keep running, even if the power is out around it.
Until it gets snow on, and then it's no good.
It doesn't snow in Florida, thank God.
And even if it does, those solar panels have heating elements in them that melt the snow.
Correct.
They didn't in Texas.
Buddy, I'm an ENI inspector in Texas, bud.
Well,
I am an electrical
all the
inspector in
windmills
Texas.
in Texas froze up too,
Negative.
and nobody didn't have no power.
Anybody that deals with power.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would say that's the governor. I would say that's the governor's fault, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if they didn't have a shit governor, a shit Republican governor, they would have, you know, a better electric grid.
They're stupid. They're too damn stupid to think of another way.
Bro, you
of
like you.
generating power.
We agree. Greg Abbott's an absolute idiot.
Yeah, like you running around calling people stupid is probably the funniest. Like it brings me so much joy. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Why don't they got another way of generating energy?
Because they're stupid. You just said it.
Coal. What's wrong with coal?
Oh man. Okay. One, it's dangerous to mine. One is dangerous to mine, and two, it puts the most particulates. It puts the most particulates in the atmosphere, other than any other energy source.
You got China. You got Saudi Arabia. Those countries are dealing with coal.
Saudi Arabia is an oil
China
country.
Is way more bigger. They got a big ass coal mine over in China.
Hey, Kelly, thank you so much for the $10 Venmo. W. Kelly.
And
In the United States, we got a lot of coal burning power plants.
We definitely do. We have a bunch here in Florida.
Why don't you become a coal miner?
Yeah, why don't you become a coal miner and then tell me about Black Lung?
Really?
My dad
Yes,
works for
really.
Southern Company. He's an electrical engineer, bud, and he works at a coal burning power plant. They burn coal and natural gas. And they go through a bunch of stipulations to meet the EPA requirements.
Yeah, the
but it
brushes.
puts particulates in the air.
Sure does.
Yeah.
The problem right there. That's why our energy independence is damaged.
No, it's not. We're energy independent. We've been energy independent since Obama.
It's so overregulated.
Oh my God, it needs to be. Do you want to have a planet to live on? You must not have any kids, bro.
No, it does not.
What?
Are they overregulated
No.
in China? No.
What? China's better with renewable energy than we are.
Are they overregulated in Saudi Arabia? No. We are the only nation around the world that is so overregulated by the EPA. We're the only nation, the United States.
Are you sure we're the
Isn't
only one?
isn't the EPA a United States organization?
Yes. It is. It certainly is.
So that would be why we're regulated by the EPA in the United States and not Saudi Arabia.
Well, it's because of these radical left idiots that wants to keep shoving these damn regulations up the job creator's ass.
Hold on, I speak your language. I'm from Texas, and I want you to understand the reason why we got the Hurricane Beryl that destroyed Houston here is because we don't pay attention to the EPA, and we're on this cheap ass ERCOT grid. And I need you to understand that if it wasn't for people like the guy that's an electrical worker who I call heroes, we would still be in the dark.
Jennifer, thank you so much for the $5 Venmo. I appreciate your support.
They want us to be in the dark. The Democratic left-wing radicals want us to be in the dark.
What is a left-wing radical?
AOC.
What's wrong?
Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, hold on. So tell me what's so radical about wanting to protect the environment and protect people's rights.
Jones, a left-wing radical is a wing basket.
Does it come with fries? Does it come with fries and a bev? Does it come with fries and a bev?
With some ranch dressing.
Oh, fuck that. Now I'm out. You lost me at ranch dressing.
The federal government here will not allow these job creators to create jobs, produce jobs.
That's not true.
Because they want to stay in the way.
Why? Why would? Well, hold on. Why would they want to not? Why would they want people to not have jobs? Are green energy jobs? Are green energy jobs not jobs? Are green energy jobs not jobs?
Because it's called controlling. They want to control.
Oh, like conservatives want to control women's bodies?
So if we need more oil, we don't produce more oil here in the United
Yes, we do. We produce more oil than any other country on the planet.
We gotta go fucking buy it.
No, we don't. We produce more oil than any other country on the planet.
Yes, we do.
Oh my God. Hey guys, sorry, I had to stop him for the misinformation. We are the largest oil producing country on the planet. We drill more oil than any country has in history. We are the largest oil producing country on the planet.
I can stand behind that because that E&I inspector job that I got, it's out here in West Texas. I'm staring at multiple damn pump jacks and drill rigs right fucking now.
Noteworthy. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you.
Why are we still paying $3 to $4 at the damn pumps?
3 to 4 hours. $3 to $4.
Why are we spending $3 to $4?
Oh, that's because of this guy. That's because of this guy.
Why?
Because he made a deal with OPEC. He made a deal with OPEC to cut oil production. But bro, why are you asking a question you won't let me answer? Paul, will you let me answer? Paul, will you let me answer?
Why
Will you let me answer, Paul? Paul, will you let me answer, please?
Energy
Yeah, will you let me answer?
What do we need OPEC for? What do we need OPEC for? Tell us.
Lenore, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate you.
Paul, why don't you tell us what OPEC does?
Thank you.
They control the pricing.
The pricing of what?
Of oil.
Of oil. And what do you put in your car?
Gas.
Oh my God.
So, are you telling me that oil isn't in gas?
Yes. That's what it's made from.
Can I introduce the new guest really quickly, Paul? Hey, Best Foods, what's going on, man? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself? I'll send you an invite to unmute.
Okay, now can you hear me?
I can. What's going on?
Yeah, so I was listening to the conversation regarding the oil, and believe me, I don't like oil. I don't really like it.
Okay.
But you have to think about we're talking about the ocean, the pollution in the ocean because of the drills. Remember the
Brandon, thank you for coming up.
180 million gallons of oil is being spilled naturally every year.
Yep.
So it's not like, yes, and I agree with you, the drilling outside is, if it happens something, is horrible. It's always horrible when it happens, and that's, the thing is that, unfortunately, right now, there is not enough energy produced, and the grid is not good enough for cities, especially big, like New York.
What isn't? What grid isn't big enough?
Because I live in New York, and believe me, I know.
I'm asking, what did you say? What grid isn't big enough? What are you saying?
The electric grid.
Okay.
For example, here in New York, when we have a heat wave, the AC works maybe at 20% because they don't have enough energy, and if they push too much energy, like happened in my street, the what you call those? The
guys, tap the screen. We should be over 300. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Tap the screen.
Those boxes of the electric box that is outside, they start to spark fire all the time. So that's why they can't even give us the energy we need.
Where in New York is this?
In Brooklyn. Believe me, Brooklyn is horrible. All over Brooklyn, like in my street a couple of years ago, was like fire everywhere. It's like the whole freaking street you start to see. I have videos of sparkling fire all over the place, and believe me, they closed the whole street.
Yeah, I
It
guess
was a mess.
I think you just need y'all need like better central AC units.
No, no. It's not the AC the problem. It's literally the it's not enough energy that can be
AC
given to
units
every
aren't going to
house.
spark because there's not enough energy.
No, it's not. It's not the AC. You don't
The
understand. It's
electric
the
grid is
abuse.
outdated.
Everybody exactly is updated. We still have cable outdoor. It's not underground.
Okay.
Here in Brooklyn, they have cables
Oh,
outside.
from the transformers.
From
the
the
electric,
transport, exactly.
the
That's right.
electrical
Electric
boxes
transport.
are.
The electrical boxes, they're old and they had to be replaced. They're bad.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the grid isn't large
See,
enough.
they want us. See, the electric companies are stupid because
God damn, who ain't stupid, buddy? All right, thank you, Best Foods. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Hey, listen. If you are listen, I think y'all, buddy Paul, Trump supporters. I know y'all are in here. I think your buddy Paul needs some help. Please send a request in. If there's too many people on the panel, don't worry, I'll drop some of them. But I think your buddy needs some help. If you are friendly, please don't send any friendlies. Please don't send any more requests. Oh, Auntie, you got to echo.
Okay, this probably because our screen recording got a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Come back.
Yep, come right back.
Constipation.
Come right
for
back.
Being here quiet while screen recording this ish. Because what? I want constipation. I'm gonna come back, but I want some constipation when I come back. Goddammit! I've been quiet the whole time. Dan Trail ain't flirted with me. Talked about my cakes. Nothing.
Hey,
Okay.
I'll give you some constipation.
Let me come back. Because damn it, that took everything I had not to say nothing because I ain't want my voice in the screen recording. I'm be right back.
All right.
What in the heck? What? This moonshine high. This got to be moonshine. I'll be right back.
Oh man. Yeah, somebody said I was wearing a scrub shirt unprofessionally. I'm like, these aren't scrubs. It's just a t-shirt. The scrubs only come in one color now or something?
So we all heard him say that there's no oil in gasoline, right?
Did he say that for real?
Yes, I said.
You still got to echo.
Okay, I'm going to leave the app and come back.
All right.
Damn it, hold my spot.
I said, so are you telling me that there's no oil and gas? And he said, yes.
Something else. Something else. Let's see what this person is. Truth Divine, what's going on? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself today?
Shut the hell up. I don't drink water. I drink coffee, but good morning. But I just wanted to say, I'm just bugging you, man.
What the hell was that?
Sound dehydrated.
Leave the comedy to us, please. just leave the comedy to us. You need a license for this shit.
Where are the good Trump supporters at?
I would argue that there is none.
I know. That's crazy. Where's everybody? Is it still too early? I think it's still too early in the morning because I normally get on at like 9:30, and then the crazy towns start coming in. Should we hit a restart or something?
Is this better, Brother Jones?
Well, I know that there's actually no good Trump supporters. I'm just meaning where are the ones who, yes, it's better. The ones who actually are having a decent conversation. Brandon, good morning. How are you? If you had some water and said something kind about yourself.
Oh, absolutely, man.
All right. What's that?
I was just up there.
Okay. My bad. I apologize.
No, you're good, brother. You're good.
Can I say hi to TT Baby because I haven't seen him in
Go
so
ahead.
long. Hey, TT Baby. That's you, big head at the bottom.
Hey, Auntie, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready for work.
Good Lord. Okay, I'm going to go back on mute. I just wanted to say hi to TT Baby. I'm sorry, Brandon. Continue. And I better get some coins for what I just endured without saying nothing.
Y'all are stupid. Anyways, go ahead, Brandon.
No, so I'm not really a Trump supporter, but I'm also not a Kamala supporter.
Kamala.
Oh, did I say it wrong?
Kamala.
My bad.
That's all good. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But I just can't support her because she wanting to take away Second Amendment rights, in my opinion.
She doesn't want to take away Second Amendment rights. She wants common sense gun reform. And I think that the vast majority of American citizens want common sense gun reform. It shouldn't be easier, right? For me to, it shouldn't be easier for me to get a driver's license than it should be for me, which is a death machine, right? I mean, it shouldn't be easier for me to get a pew pew than a driver's license. It shouldn't be easier, to get a gun than a barber's license, or, to be a beautician, or to do, nails and stuff like that. I mean, you're literally talking about something that has the ability to take away somebody's life, in multiple people's lives in a matter of seconds. And so there has to be, people should have to have their weapon insured against, unlawful or unnecessary death. They should have to go to training, to training classes, and probably pass a psych evaluation of some sort before you could own a weapon. The Second Amendment did not grant you the right to bear arms as an individual citizen.
I agree with all the stipulations that you put on it, but at the same time, she talked about a mandatory buyback.
I'm not opposed to that. If you could start saving children's lives in in elementary schools. Do you have any kids, Brandon?
I do. I've got two.
Do you think that it's traumatizing for our children to have to regularly go through active shooter drills?
Oh, I homeschool because I ain't dealing with all that shit.
Oh, so hold on. You want to own your guns, but you won't send your kids to school because they might get pew-pewed.
No, not just because they might get pew-pewed. There's just a lot of stuff going in now in the school system right now.
Like what?
That I just don't agree with.
Like what?
Shit. Well, in Colorado, they started putting litter boxes and shit in schools.
No, they did not. That's not true.
They did.
They did not. They put cat litter in the classrooms because if there's an active shooter, the cat litter absorbs the blood on the ground.
I had buddies with kids.
Yeah, they lied to you. Yeah, they lied to you. They lied to you.
Hey, wait a minute. So what's going to happen if they did have a cat litter box in the? Oh no, there's a cat litter box in the. Oh my God!
Like the fact that people believe this nonsense is crazy to me.
No.
It's just ignorant if you do put a cat litter.
But they didn't. Nobody put a cat litter box in a classroom. They literally keep cat litter in the classroom because if there's an active shooter and somebody gets pew-pewed, they can soak up the blood.
And at the same time, I teach my kids a lot more real world stuff.
So can we acknowledge that that's crazy nonsense?
We can acknowledge that you think so.
Okay. Can you prove that there was a cat litter box in a classroom?
I might be able to go back and find a picture of it. That was so long ago, man. That was probably 3 years ago.
Why do you let people tell you what to think?
I didn't let him tell me what to think. I was homeschooling my kids before that fact. Okay. Like I said, the school system doesn't really teach life skills. I do.
How an urban myth about cat litter boxes in schools became a GOP talking point. At least 20 Republicans have claimed that schools are making accommodation for students who identify as cats. The school districts where they said that these happen say these claims are untrue. This is reported by multiple different news sources. NBC, Associated Press, Montana Free Press, Education Week, Northeastern Global News. Like, this never happened, bro. This never happened.
I'm curious to know, what are you
like, do you think that the teachers are letting kids just shit and piss in front of all the other students right there in the classroom?
What was the other guy going to ask? What was the question?
Bro, can you answer my question first?
No, because you want to raise your damn voice and shit. I ain't doing that.
Wait, hold on, Jones. Wait a minute. Maybe I'll ask. Hi, Brandon.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, yeah. Do you think the teachers are going to allow their students to, in public, in their classroom, openly pull down their undergarments, exposing their bits in front of their entire class, if there is a litter box in the or cat litter in the classroom?
I don't know. I ain't a teacher.
You're breaking up, beloved. So I'm asking you a direct question, right?
Yeah, I said I don't know. I'm not there.
You don't know, you're not there. So if I may make a suggestion, Brandon, can you reach out to a school and ask them for what purpose would you have kitty litter in the classrooms?
No, I don't need to because my kids ain't in school.
Okay. So let me. Can you give me some other reasons why you don't think that your kids should go to public school?
Well, like I said, they don't. I mean, I went to public school and I don't feel like I really learned a whole lot. I mean, I learned basic math, and science, and stuff, and I learned a lot. But you don't learn how to balance a checkbook. You don't learn how to build things. You don't learn.
You still carry a checkbook?
Well, not anymore.
So
But
why
I
would a
didn't
kid
learn
need
it
to
back
learn
in
how
the
to
day.
balance a checkbook when they can just
they
use
don't
online?
learn how-
When they can use.
They don't learn how to do their taxes either. And I mean, I do that every year.
Okay. I mean, that's something that you could supplement their education. Why should they? Tax laws change regularly. Why should they have to learn how to do their taxes in elementary, middle, or high school? Are they paying
it's
taxes?
something everybody has to do.
Yeah, like
Yeah, my kid.
TurboTax literally walks you through it.
I don't use TurboTax.
You just use all paper forms?
No, not paper forms. I do it on mine, but
Through who?
Do you watch your kids do their homework? Because I have that question. Because as a former person who educated who worked for Southfair ISD, we know that all they have to do when you're not around is go to Quizlet and get all down.
yeah, I mean, my kids don't have real homework. I mean, all their work's at home, but yeah, they don't. I don't allow internet access while they're doing their schoolwork because I still use the paper books and not the internet.
Man, what the hell type of school are you running at home?
What kind of schooling I'm?
Can I ask
am
you a
using at
question?
home?
Do you have them involved in any other outside or extracurricular programs where they can socialize?
I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's one thing I was worried about was them not getting the interaction with other kids. So they play baseball, they play soccer, they play basketball, they play football. Well, my son plays football.
Okay, great.
Can I ask him a question?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, if I may ask, because I don't know anything about homeschooling. I don't know anything about it, right? So based on where you live or whatever school district in which you live, do you have a specific curriculum that you must follow that aligns with the school district in which you live?
So there's not really the curriculum I buy from the online school. So you go online and you put whatever grade you're in or your kid's in, and you buy that curriculum, and we follow that curriculum, and then we add more to it.
Yeah, it's not specific to the school district in which you are in, though, correct? I just
No,
want to...
it's not.
No, it's not. So you get a curriculum. Is it this K-12 schools to get the curriculum?
No, it's actually a Christian-based learning program.
Aha. So now we cooking with pig grease. I like this, baby.
Yeah.
We
Do you
cooking
think
with
that? Do you think there's a problem at our border, Brandon?
I wouldn't say a problem. I mean, there's always been a border issue of people crossing illegally. I don't think it's worse now than it was.
Oh, gotcha. You said that you can't vote for Kamala because of the Second Amendment. We dispelled that rumor. She wants common sense gun reform. So now what's the other reason?
And a mandatory buyback. I don't agree with that. So But I appreciate y'all being. What? You have another question?
No, I'm good, but respectfully, had I known you had 1776 in your name, I wouldn't even have engaged you. But thank you, though.
Yeah, what's that about, bro?
What's 1776 about?
No, yeah, why do you have that in your bio? I mean, why do you have that in your name?
When the United States got its independence.
Did you make it down to Houston during our crisis, though?
I did.
I gotta say this, even though
Yeah,
she gotta say thank you.
She didn't say that she wanted a mandatory buyback.
It was on video.
Yeah, that's from 2019. She was having a discussion with MSNBC about how Australia had implemented it. She didn't say that she wants a mandatory buyback. It's actually not true. I'm reading it right now.
Where are you reading it up?
On factcheck.org. It also is on, well, I don't know. I'm not going to use that as a source. Fox says Harris now backing away from the mandatory buyback.
Well, I'll check it out. I appreciate it, bro.
Bloomberg says is reporting on it. Associated Press says post misrepresents Kamala Harris's quote on gun safety laws. So yeah, she doesn't want a mandatory buyback.
Well, I'll look further into it. I appreciate it, man.
All right, hey, thank you, bro, for coming down here. I'll give you that. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. I'm just doing my job, bro.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too,
man. Trump supporters, if you would like to have a conversation, hit that request button.
I'm going to go on mute because something tells me this is going to need to be screen recorded. So I'm just going to go on mute. I'm not going to say nothing or respond to anybody, but please know I see your comments. But I'm just going to go on mute and screen record because I can't screen record if my mic is open. So respectfully, let me go ahead and mute and let me.
James, what's going on? How are you? Have you had some water?
Yes, Jones, I have. You asked me that yesterday. I had some water and I have said some nice things about myself and my family this morning. How are you?
Doing okay. How about yourself?
Doing great. I'm actually friendly and just wanted to follow up with the gentleman who was just on a moment ago talking about how the public school system is not adequate in his opinion. My wife is a teacher in the public school system.
Okay.
And what gets me is that a lot of people, and I understand there are, as with many things, there are some, we'll say holes in the system where, we could always achieve better educations and better curriculums, etc. That said, it's interesting how so many people want the school system to teach their children everything and them not have to teach them themselves. And I was just going to ask the gentleman if he was a Christian.
Yeah, he made it clear.
He is. So then my question to him is, does he send his children off to church to get saved and learn everything about Christianity, or does he model that himself? So to me, my philosophy in our home is that, we send our children to school, but we also help teach them a whole lot of other things here at home.
Right. Same.
It's not about putting it all on somebody else to teach our children everything. We have to be parents and actually teach them ourselves. And so he can still get that. His children can get a great education in the public school system while still at the same time him doing those other things that he feels the school system is not meeting expectations on, whether it's balancing the checkbook that he no longer carries or what have you, right? Yeah. So there are life lessons that he's wanting his children to learn that he can teach. He doesn't have to put that all off on the public school system. I'm tired of people putting it all off on the public school system.
I agree.
Thinking that public schools are not doing their job when they're underfunded. The teachers are not being paid well enough to do their jobs. They're not being supported well enough, either by their school boards or by the state legislatures. And it's just sickening to continue to hear people ride on these teachers and administrators when we, as the general public, are not giving them what they need.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. Hey, guys, I want y'all to look at this real quick. Well, thank you, James. I appreciate you, Frey.
Yeah. Thank you, Jones. I love listening to what you're doing, man. Keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
James. Hey, move to go, baby, so they can see it.
Oh,
Move
yeah.
to go.
My bad. There you go. All right.
Hike it up.
Hey, guys, there's 1,400 people in here. Let's tap that screen. Let's get to 425 as quickly as we can. Can I just get a 2-minute power tap real quick? Just a real quick 2-minute power tap. We still got $400 left in the goal. The best way to support me is in the link tree. My PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App are all there, and a tip jar as well. So yeah, it makes it easier for you to choose your way to support. Thank you all for being here. If you are a Trump supporter and you would like to have a conversation, just hit that request button. It's down there in the bottom left-hand corner. If you're afraid, I say this every day. I'll pay you $1. I'd pay you $1 a minute for every minute you stay in the box. That's $60 an hour. That's more than most people make. Look at this. Is Trump's debt, outstanding debt, the Trump campaign's outstanding debt in each state.
For those who are wondering why Trump can no longer hold rallies in buildings, is because this is what he owes to every city where he campaigned inside a specific venue and did not pay them. This is how much he owes.
Thank you, Casey.
Almost $1 million, if not $1 million or above.
That's way over $1 million.
Yeah, over $1 million. So if you're wondering why all of his rallies are outside, he owes a debt to all of these cities that hosted him when he was campaigning.
Yeah, I'm about to add this up real quick. Let me add this up real quick. Bro is a whole deadbeat. I told you he don't pay nobody. He never paid Giuliani either.
You know he not paying El Paso, and he owed them over $500,000. He's not paying Minneapolis because he owes them over $500,000. I'm like, dude. Hold on, Jones. Before you do it, I'm doing a mental note. I'm going to say approximately close to anywhere between a 1.5 mil up to 2 mil. That's my guess. And I didn't add it up.
$1.5. So $1,521,000. $1,521,000. Trump just be out here owing, boy.
To the person that's asking me about the source, all you have to do is go to your search engine. You can use any search engine and then just type in cities not paid by Trump. And it will pull up.
It says it has the source on there, Center for Public Integrity. It literally has the source on the map.
The Trump campaign has outstanding bills. Sounds legit, my man. Sounds like this was produced by a real legit source here, man. Like that outstanding title. You know what? Kamala is gonna turn America in.
I like doing that. It makes me happy.
And I just hit mute and started screen recording, Jones. This is extra content, sir.
It makes me happy to do that. It does. Hey, Triple R Attire, what's going on? How are you? If you have some water, say something kind about yourself.
I have, thank you.
What?
So I'm going to be really honest. I was 100% a Trump supporter until he was found guilty. And then I was like, 60-40, just because in my head, I knew what I was getting with Trump compared to Biden. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like 50-50 split, solely because I tried to do some research on, how do you say her name?
Kamala.
Okay, Kamala. I've done some research on her, and I just find mixed things about how she started her career, or how she boomed off in her career, or whatever, about putting, a whole bunch of black men in jail for crimes they didn't commit.
That's not true.
Okay, so I was finding mixed things about that, and that was the one thing that I was not I didn't think was good, especially if she's gonna be.
You have an
president.
affinity for black men or something?
I don't know what that word means. I'm not gonna lie. A what?
She was about to say yes, and then she caught herself.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Can somebody? What is the word that you just said?
Nobody.
I say, do you have an affinity for black men? Do you have a deep concern for black men being in prison? Like, are you out there advocating that black men that are in there for minor drug charges be let free or nah?
I don't think that anybody should be in jail for minor drug charges. If you have minor drug charges, I think you should be going to rehabilitation.
And she had a program for those low offenders.
Hey, hold on. Okay, hold on, Fran. People need to learn some manners around here. I don't like that. You can't just jump in and just start, you know what I'm saying, talking. Out friendly or not, like, we got to learn some manners around here. We got to act like adults, man. Seriously, it's getting annoying. Go ahead, Triple R.
So that's how I believe, solely because my fiance, he is a recovering addict, and that's how he worked on getting sober. Was when he went to jail, they had a program in the jail that helped him learn coping mechanisms and things like that.
Yeah, she started a program that allowed people to go to a work program that helped them fix their credit and get stable housing in lieu of going to jail. It's called the Back on Track program. She also created an early release program for people that were already in jail for minor drug offenses. She also fought the state of California so that she could prevent them from opening any new private prisons. She handled 1,900 cases as a prosecutor. Only 45 of those people went to jail, and not all of them were black. And in addition to that, it was because they had other accompanying charges. They had like multiple charges instead of just the one charge.
Okay, that makes more sense. See, because
they said that she was more of a social worker than she was a prosecutor.
Okay. I was finding like contradictory things online, and I'm like pretty new into actually following politics. I've been able to vote since 2016, but this is the first year I'm going to vote. I just never had an opinion on it until this election. And I decided that, my vote does count. So I need to make sure that I'm putting my vote in. So I've tried to like follow things and make my decision this time around. And then when Biden dropped out, I then had to redo it. So I don't know, like, good resources to look at, like accurate resources to look at. So I've just been looking online to see if I can find.
Well, you started out your conversation. You started out this conversation with, what I'm saying, like how she got, got into our office and stuff like that, which leads me to believe that you were going to, go down the track of, she slept with people in order to get a position.
I never even seen that, so I wouldn't have brought that up. The only thing that I seen was the one thing that said I couldn't remember how many people it was that it was like, I seen an original video of her, like, I don't know that it was bragging, but her talking about sending the men to jail, or prosecuting multiple men or something like that. And then I was doing research on it because it was only like a clipped video and I couldn't find the whole video anywhere. So then I was trying to do research on it. And I was like, I don't like that because that sounds very snaky. And like everything you get with Trump, he's very honest and blunt, and you know exactly what you're getting with
What?
him.
What did she say?
He's honest and blunt. He doesn't
honest
care
about
what?
What?
Okay, maybe not honest about everything because he's pretty.
No, he's not honest about anything. Blunt, I'll give you that. Honest.
Yeah, he doesn't care what comes out of his mouth. He says whatever the hell he wants.
I would just like to say, as somebody who has a lot of family that are Trump supporters,
I don't know how many times I gotta keep telling y'all the same thing.
Maybe if they hear it from me. Let me say this. So
Hey, respectfully, if you are afforded the option to come into the box, please mute immediately until you are introduced into the conversation. Please. This ain't your house.
Y'all just walked in the house with your shoes on, opened the refrigerator, took a drink out, and then put your feet on my coffee table.
Thank you. Good Lord. And I'm not, baby, I ain't nobody's grandmama.
I saw that shit. I would be blessed to come. Oh, well, never mind.
Well, listen, what I would recommend is to make sure that, you know, when you're checking your sources, right? Associated Press is a great one. Reuters is good. You know, NPR is typically, you know, level. So I would check those sources, and they even tell you like PBS, they'll tell you at the bottom, you know, well, they'll tell you at the top whether it's an opinion piece or based on fact, and then they'll tell you at the bottom, you know what I'm saying, whoever wrote it, what direction they lean in terms of you know, political leanings. But like, fact check your sources, right? Like, don't just read it from don't read it from cable news sources. Yeah, BBC, Al Jazeera, those are also good ones. Yes, Associated Press, Reuters, NPR, PBS, BBC, and Al Jazeera. Check those. See what they have to say about what it is that you're. Factcheck.org is good on occasion. But make sure that you're vetting your sources. Don't read from like CNN or NBC or ABC or Fox or CBS, because all of those media stations, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, have biases.
See, that's where I get most of my stuff, because I thought that those were like accurate sources or those things.
You can also check the White House website, beloved. You can also check whitehouse.org or .gov?
.gov.
Yeah. You can also check whitehouse.gov and then click on the three lines in the top right-hand corner and then click on the record, and then they will show you every single thing that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done since they have been in office. It will also show you what they are currently working on.
Bro said, what about Daily Wire? Daily Wire is crazy. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Triple R Tire. I appreciate you coming up. I
do want to tell you guys that I appreciate how you guys run things. I have watched you before because I watch Dean and Parker a lot. I really love them, even though we don't always agree on eye to eye on things.
Like what don't you agree on?
When the Biden and Trump thing, we didn't agree on that, but I agree on like 90% of everything else they say.
What do you mean the Biden and Trump thing?
Like, I was voting for Biden or Trump, not Biden. And I don't know, like, I can't tell you like a legitimate reason why.
That's a problem.
I know, my gut told me to vote for Trump. I'm going to be honest.
I'm not even gonna like hold any punch cards. Like, yo, that's just pure white supremacy talking. I'm not even gonna joke. Like, there's no reason.
Probably.
Ain't no probably to it. It's certainly.
Yeah.
Like, because he gives this romanticized idea of cisgender heterosexual white America. I mean, the fact that a woman, right, could sit up here in front of 1,500 people and be like, yo, I was gonna vote for the rapist and felon to put in office, says a lot.
I mean, yeah.
And you have a daughter.
I think that a lot of it though is family and influence on it. Too.
Guys, tap that screen. Tap that screen.
I have a lot. I want to say like 95% of my family was voting for Trump. Probably still is going to vote for Trump. But then I've also like had a little bit of awakening, and I realized, you know, I'm my own person, so I need to make my own decisions on things and not other people affect my decisions. And that's why I decided that I was going to do more research on her than I did on Biden.
So can I ask you, why were you going to vote for Trump? Outside of what your family told you or whatever, did you take any time whatsoever to research this man's track record, especially in his treatment of women and what he says about women? Have you done any research on that?
I have seen things that he did. I mean, I didn't look into it. I did I watched one of your lives where you had the lady that he essayed, her niece on here. Yeah, I watched that video, and that changed my decision for a while. And then the amount of crap that I got from my family about changing my decision to go with Biden, ended up changing my decision back.
Are they going to be inside the voting booth with you?
No.
You don't got to tell them nothing.
No. Yeah. But yeah, I fully decided that I was going to make my own decision with it. And I do think that, okay, don't take this the wrong way. I don't think what he did was a mistake. I think that he's probably done it before. He'll probably do it again type thing. But I do think that people do change.
Nah, he's done it over and over and over again, and he's never apologized. Like, he's never walked it back. I mean, even in his deposition, he said, yeah, I can grab women by the vagina and kiss them in the mouth without their consent. He said that's what famous people get to do. That's what stars get to do. Go watch his deposition. Go watch his deposition for the E. Jean Carroll case. It's insanity.
I'll have to.
What's the young lady's name that everybody puts in the comments?
Katie Johnson. Katie Johnson, yeah.
Katie Johnson. Yeah, go research the case on Katie Johnson. Katie Johnson.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you what was said. I'm going to allow you to go do the research yourself. Katie Johnson.
Okay.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah, go look up Katie Johnson.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that, and then I'll have to come hop on your live another time.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's Ketty. What's going on?
Man, why you mute me in the live? What you doing?
Whose live is this?
It is yours.
Oh, that's the fuck why.
Well, why I get muted? All I said was one thing. He just muted me off rip. Like, come on, man.
That's how it works here. You want to talk to me, you got to get in the box.
I'm in the box. You already know where I stand. We Trump 2024, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I somebody has sent me a picture of you, bro. Let me see if I can find it.
A picture of me?
Yeah. Yeah, hold on one second. I got you. I know it's in here somewhere. Hold on.
Jones?
It's in here somewhere.
Jones?
What's up? Oh, there it is.
Do I
Cool. Okay.
Somebody just sent me this shit.
Wait, so
somebody just sent me this shit.
What
just
makes
got
me
it.
cool though?
Just got that joint. Just got that joint. I'm not gonna lie though. You looking clean. You looking clean though.
I just don't understand how people.
You looking clean. You looking clean.
She's South Asian.
You looking clean though.
Until she's running for election.
That's never happened, bro. Like stop.
I have the interview. I just watched the interview the other day.
Pull it up. Pull it up right now.
We all know she was raised by.
Pull it up.
She was not raised by a Jamaican father.
Pull it up.
Mother.
Pull it up.
Shamala. We know her mama name, bro. Stop playing with
Pull
me.
it up. Pull up the interview.
Jones, I just want to know what he has against Southeast Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Southeast Asian. We can't vote for her.
This why I no longer go in spaces where they're having race-based conversations, because they never understand race and ethnicity are not the same.
Yeah.
Because I am so sick and tired of Wahite people. Well, I grew up in the hood and we had a whole bunch of ethnicities in the same town, and everybody just got along. And then you ask them where they grew up, then you go to that map, and lo and behold, it's a sundown town.
So I'm gonna read this out loud so that everybody can hear it. So that there's not any misconceptions, right? Hold on, let me change this this joint back though.
Bro, for the people, as she went to Howard, that don't mean nothing. There's white kids that go to Preview.
Sure. That's great. So I'm gonna read this right now. Harris has long publicly identified as both Black and South Asian American. Kamala Harris was born to an Indian mother and a Black Jamaican father, both immigrants to the United States. The U.S. Census includes people of Jamaican heritage among racial groups considered to be Black. Her White House biography says she is the first woman, the first Black American, and the first South Asian American to be elected vice president. In 2016, the New York Times Magazine, Harris talked about her mother's choice of community for her and her younger sister, Maya, after her parents divorced, and referred to herself as a black person. She said she had 2 black babies and she raised them to be black women. In 2012 interview hosted by digital news organization The Wrap, Harris, then California Attorney General, referred to herself as both African American and Asian American. The clip starts off with her saying, when we think about women holding elected office and what is the significance of it, it's not because we're trying to make these milestones in terms of the first of. In fact, I was the first elected district attorney of San Francisco. I was the first woman elected, first African American woman elected, and Asian American elected in the state as district attorney. At a 2006 panel of emerging black leaders at a conference about issues impacting African Americans, Harris, then San Francisco district attorney, referred to herself as African American, starting at timestamp 2401. What I suggest we do as African American is own the issue in law enforcement and then define it in a way that works for us, because it is a myth to say that African Americans don't want law enforcement. She graduated from an HBCU. She joined an historically black sorority. There's a video that shows Harris cooking Indian food with actress Mindy Kaling, who is Indian heritage, of course. In the video, Harris responds, yes, when Kaling says she is Indian. When Kaling says the 2 women are South Indian, Harris responds, you look like the entire one half of my family. So there we are.
Yeah, that told me nothing at all.
She's always identified as black. These are her ethnicities that she's talking about. She's only black, but her ethnicity, meaning her heritage, right, is African American and Asian.
You don't get to choose which one you want to be.
Wait, who talking and not introduced? Yeah, don't say nothing, Wade. Don't say nothing.
It's
just
okay.
stay where
Sorry,
you.
it's already too late. I warned them all. Your ethnicity is not your race. Now, my ethnicity, right? My ethnicity would be like, I'm Afro-Indigenous, but I also have Italian heritage, right? And so, but phenotypically, and if I was to go get a driver's license or do anything else, I'm just black. Period. Doesn't matter what, you know what I'm saying, my parents were. It doesn't matter what their race and or ethnicities were, right? I am just black.
I kind of get where you're going. I kind of see what you're saying.
So skedaddle. Question: what's the difference between race and ethnicity?
He just explained it. That's why I said I kind of get it. I kind of understand it a little bit better now.
So if I may ask you, sir, what is your race?
I'm black.
What's your ethnicity?
What is your ethnicity?
I would say I'm African American.
What is your
ethnicity? Can also be black.
My nationality, I'm American.
Oh, well, hold on. So it's cool that you understand about you, but you don't understand that Kamala Harris is biracial, right? Because part of her ethnicity is she is Indian from India, which classifies her as an Asian American in the United States of America. They're trying to change it. Her father is from Jamaica.
And both of his parents were Afro-Jamaican.
And people are saying he not black because he too light-skinned, right? And trying to say and profess that, his great-great-grandpappy owned slaves down in Jamaica. So I don't understand how y'all don't get this. That's a black woman. I never questioned the fact that she was a black woman.
Yeah, I don't see that. That's a stretch.
Hold on.
Those are crazy circumstances.
Sir, respectfully.
Hold on. Auntie, can I jump in for just a second? Can I jump in for just a second? Hey, bro, do you think you were born in the United States? Your parents are from the United States as well?
Yeah.
What about your grandparents?
Yeah.
What about their parents before them?
Also, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. You are a descendant of some slave owner somewhere.
I know.
So why is it?
I wasn't.
So why is it an issue for her and not for every other black person in America?
I mean, like her circumstances, like, cause wasn't she raised by her Indian mom?
Yeah. So hold on. So you're telling me that that makes you not phenotypically black or not black?
I mean,
Because
honestly,
hold on. So you're telling me that you're telling me that biracial children raised by their white mom or their Asian mom or their Latin mom, they're not black? Because they were raised by their mom? Is that what you're telling me?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, so are boys raised by their are boys raised by their moms also not men?
That's not the same thing, you know.
Oh, but no, it actually is the same thing because we're only talking about phenotypic. We're only talking about phenotypical traits. So I'm asking you, how does who you're raised by change your phenotypical attributes?
I mean, it's like, okay, so it's like me being raised by my black mom and my friend, which was mixed, that was raised by his white mom. We was brought up very differently.
No, that's
is his daddy black?
Yes, his dad is black, but he
black.
He wasn't raised. Yeah, he's black, but like it was.
So hold on. So black children, black children that have two black parents, black children that have two black parents that are adopted by a white family, they're not black?
That's not the same thing.
It is the same.
It's not the same thing. You know,
bro, you're not. I guess you're just not smart enough to have this conversation.
Can I?
Go ahead, Dan Trail.
I was about to ask him a question. I was going to ask him, how does he feel? Or does he protect black women?
Okay, I'll be right there.
And if he'd have said yes, I'd have said, so how do you feel about how Trump talked to those black women the other day?
I don't know where. Don't worry about that. That's not your concern. Go ahead. You can answer him. You got to come off mute.
What was that question again? One more time for me, please.
How can you support anyone that would talk to black women the way Trump talked to black women the other day?
He don't care about black women, bro.
What was said the other day? If I might ask.
So you didn't see it?
No, I didn't. I'm unaware.
Oh my God!
Enlighten me.
You're not qualified for these questions. I'm not going to ask you.
I'm just saying, enlighten me. Like, what was said? What did he say about it?
He was
wait. So, skedaddle, baby. I'm a black woman, right?
Yes.
Both of my parents are monoracially black, right?
Yes.
But both sides of my family are Creole.
Okay.
So does that lessen my blackness because I am a Creole woman from Louisiana?
That's not the same.
It does. You are sitting here telling us that a whole black woman.
Okay. My grandmother's Creole.
You don't get these words, skedaddle.
My daughter's mother is Creole. What is that? What is that got to do?
You sitting here telling us that a whole black woman with a whole black daddy ain't black simply because she was raised by her Indian mother. That is what you are telling us, sir. So what is blackness to you, skedaddle?
She was raised by her Indian mother. Think about what you just said. So what does that tell you? She was raised in what type of culture?
In a black neighborhood, amongst black people. Her Indian mother literally lived in a black neighborhood so she could be raised around other black people.
So you telling me her Indian mama raised her around nothing but black kids?
Correct.
So she could be raised by black kids, or she could have that black I'm sorry.
So she could be connected to her community. Yes. In Oakland, bro.
I don't know. Something ain't right, bro.
You're a dumb.
Something not right. No,
yeah, this is what you call cognitive dissonance. Go ahead, Token.
I have had my water. I have said a nice thing about myself. And Auntie, we're related. We're the same people. Because that was the point I was going to bring up, which is
Hold on, light skin. You too light skin to be black. What you talking about, brother?
Oh, my bad.
This logic, my brother.
That is not my logic. That is not my logic.
To be black, are you sure?
That is not my logic. That is not my logic.
So let me ask you, Token, when did you turn black? Because apparently there's a step to it, right? When did you turn black, my brother?
10/28, June 15th, 1978.
Oh, you know when I turned black? February 2nd, 1966, when the doctor gave my race as Negro on my birth certificate. That's when I turned black.
That is not the same. That's not the same.
Sketty, let me just do. I got a contractor coming in a couple of minutes, so I just needed to say my thing. First, I just want to recognize that today is James Baldwin's birthday. It's the 100th celebration. So if you have not read his stuff, don't know his stuff, and this is for anybody, I would highly suggest starting with I'm Not Your Negro, because one of the things that he talks about is racial identity, where you fit in America. But me being somebody like Auntie, me being somebody who fits into a bunch of intersectional identities, my race is still black. My race is still black. Spanish, Indigenous, African, French, German, Italian. I can keep going. But I fit in all those, but I'm still black. My Latine identity does not get erased by being black at all. No matter how much Spanish I speak, no matter how much French I speak, no matter where I go, my blackness goes with me. And when we start trying to quantify somebody's blackness because their mom was Indian, we get into those same ridiculous, nasty white supremacist talking points about who is not black and who isn't. Because we have a scale of whiteness and we have a scale of blackness. The further you are away from blackness, the closer you are to whiteness, which is why when we talk about black identity and black culture, black communities, things like that, as not as a monolith, but just using that term, we can't go and say, you know, Nigerians, Igbo, Yoruba, we can't do that because so much of the connection to that culture has been lost. So we're going to stick with black. And when you start saying that somebody is not black enough, you have just invalidated their history, their heritage, all these things. The other thing that has become a talking point, which I just find ridiculous to begin with, which is going to make my life a living hell this fall semester. The fact that people are struggling to understand that a black person had a white ancestor who was a slaveholder. My family, my last name is still the same last name of the family that owned us. My great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, Marguerite Guillory, kept the last name because it was a big middle finger to the white members of the family.
He's a cousin. He's a Guillory. Oh, no. Don't tell you from Lattell.
We're related then.
You from Lattell?
Marlette, Eunice, all that. That's where my people are from.
Shit.
But that's why I said we're related on this panel. What I do want to leave you with, though, Sketty, is that, well, before I get to that, I've seen more Negroologists trying to discuss what race is now more than I saw during Obama, which is just blows my mind. But I want you to think about this.
Yo, hold on one second, Token. Not motherfucking conservatives talking about stop with the race card shit when y'all are the only motherfuckers talking about it.
Always. I don't think she's black enough. Well, she said she was Indian, but now she says she's black. Motherfucker, you orange. Anyway.
Right. Cheeto dust-colored orange.
But these are the things I want you to think about, Skitty. What is your end goal? What are you hoping to accomplish by even bringing that stuff up? And this isn't something you got to answer to me. I just want you to think about that and reflect on it. What is the point of talking about her identity when it has nothing to do with policy, her career, her history, who she is, and what she can do forward? Trump, on the other hand, I'm going to put it to you plainly. Con men are very good at the con because it's a whole lot easier to con people than to get people to admit that they've been conned. He's playing you and playing all of his followers by using misogyny as well as misogynoir as well as racism to take black men, the quote unquote proud black men who will stand up for black women, to immediately jump over to being conservative because they want to saddle up with white supremacy, because they want to get as far away from blackness and get as close enough to whiteness as they can so they can be part of the club. And I'll tell you this right now, that bouncer is going to see you and say, like, no Negroes allowed. And not you, Sketty. I'm talking about anybody who becomes part of that. They're going to say no Negroes allowed. But I got to jump out. My contractor's here. I'll stay on the live, Jones, if you, Auntie, Dontrell, whatever, you know, want to bring me back.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm going to jump out. Love you. And
bye, cousin. Bye, cousin. Bye, cousin.
Juice.
All right, man.
Also, what he just said, can y'all listen to what I'm finna say right now? This is a mixed race woman, as we know, right? Now, this is my
mixed race only refers to who your parents are, not you. It just says who your parents are. It doesn't say who you are. You can only be one race. I am only one race, regardless of what my parents are.
Respectful. Okay, so my thing is, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like they pushing that black thing to get her more.
Who's pushing it? Who's pushing
in the media?
Who's pushing it? Who?
Being pushed in the media.
The only people talking about it are conservatives.
Right.
Let me finish. It feels like that's being pushed to gather more votes, which, you know.
By whom?
The Democratic Party been.
They have literally have not said anything about it.
All right. Once again, can I finish what I'm saying?
Well, no, as long as you stop lying.
What did I lie about?
Well, you keep saying the Democrats are trying to push a narrative about her being black, and they haven't talked about it at all. The only people talking about it are Republicans.
So I got a job for you there, Skedaddle. She has 2 profiles on TikTok, right? Go to any one of her profiles
and see where she talks about her being black.
Right. Show me where she says, "Hi, I'm Kamala Harris, and I'm running to be your very first black president." Show me that, sir, because it does not exist. The only people that are concerned about her
she wouldn't be the first black. We had Obama anyway.
Obama was raised by a white woman.
The only people concerned about race are Republicans. They did it to President Barack Obama. And now they're doing it to Kamala Harris.
Bringing up DEI and all of that other shit. And like, bro, and you are dancing along like, oh, press me more, daddy.
What this is what I'm not understanding about y'all. Like, everybody gets so worked up about this, and it's like, bro, what do you think is really gonna happen once she get into office? What's gonna happen?
We are not going back. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
Like, she just gonna save everything.
No, you asked the question. Allow me to answer you, sir. What's gonna happen is that women are gonna get rights and autonomies to their bodies. What she's going to do, sir, is pour more resources into our school system. What she's going to do is stop silencing black voices in the school system. She is going to do so much. If you go to her page, all you have to do is search it. Because for me, you know what her biggest accomplishment was recently? $2 billion was allotted to minority farmers to keep their farms alive. That, to me, is most important of what's happening right now.
Now, you talked nothing about the economy for us. Like, you said everything
okay,
about...
let's talk economy. So come on, Skedaddle.
Like, come on, bro. Let's be real. I want money in my pocket. I want that.
Get a job. Go to school.
Skedaddle, let's play. Whose economy are we currently still living? Whose economy are we living under?
I have no clue. Who economy is this?
Absolutely, because we are still under Trump's tax plan. The very same tax.
No absolute sense.
Why did he pass a new? Did Biden pass a new tax plan?
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
The tax plan that the Cheeto created that gave 1%ers tax break, that from 2021 up until 2027 will increase our taxes every year. And this is for anyone who makes $75,000 or less. When everybody was so excited about getting that stimulus check, do you not understand, realize, or recognize it put some people over that $75,000 threshold, which means they got less money back on their taxes? The new economic plan, sir, is not up until the end of 2025.
Really quickly, hey guys, the box is full up. If you are not a Trump supporter, remove yourself from the box. If you are not a Trump supporter, remove yourself from the box. Except for you, Kim, you can stay. Everybody else, remove yourself from the box if you're not a Trump supporter, please. I'm not going to let you up. And if I let you up and you're not a Trump supporter, I'm going to be pissed off and you're just going to get dropped anyway. Go ahead, Auntie.
Thank you. So this is why I wish they would bring civics back to class, right? Every single solitary person who has taken a civics class understands the next administration inherits the previous administration's economic plan. That's why Trump was thriving the first 2, maybe 3 years, one and 2.5 years of his presidency, because it took Barack Obama the first 4 years of his administration to clean up and work on all that had been done. Then he created a new economic plan. So when the Cheeto went into office, because there was no, transfer of power, I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. He inherited Barack Obama's tax plan. And when he created a tax plan, baby, he gave 1%ers all of the tax breaks. All of his billionaire friends got tax breaks.
Everybody got tax breaks. Don't do that.
No, so here, let me ask you a question. Let's just do some math. Cool, let's do some math. Say I got $2,000 more in my paycheck throughout the year, right?
Yes.
But then I filed my taxes, and I normally get between $8,000 and $10,000 in tax returns, but I only got 2. How much money do I have? How much money did I get?
Repeat that one more time.
If I got $2,000 more throughout the year, right, on my paycheck,
Yes.
and then I went to go file my tax returns, and I normally, I normally got between $6,000 and $10,000 back on my tax returns, but this time I only got 2. How much did I get?
Nothing.
I got $4,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I get a tax break?
I mean,
yes or no?
Nah.
Exactly. And that's exactly how it worked out.
I don't know, bro. I like that act. The tax and the job act, the act to me.
I just explained to you how it worked because he got rid of itemized deductions. He got rid of itemized deductions. Then he raised the standard deduction, but he lowered the amount that is payable back to the taxpayer. So if I got $2,000 back, you know what I'm saying, throughout the year, I got $2,000 more throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, when I normally would get, $6,000 to $10,000 back on my tax returns, but now I only got 2, I didn't get a tax break.
But that's the reason I requested, actually, is because what he just did with taxes is what he did when you asked him what the difference between race and ethnicity. And he's like, you just explained it. But he has no clue what you said. He has no clue. If you asked him to repeat it back, he has no idea. He's just saying, yeah.
Bro, I
say.
have an idea. You just
Great. Can you tell me how race?
Idea.
Great. Can you tell me what ethnicity is?
When he explained it, it made sense in my mind to where I had no longer to talk about it because he made a good point. So I was like, okay, he's right. So it was nothing to say. He got his point across.
The reason I know that you don't know is because even after all the explaining that went on, you went back to saying she was raised by her Indian mother, so her culture makes her not black when we were talking about race, which means you don't know what race is. You don't know what ethnicity is. You have no clue what was just stated about the text.
Oh, goodness gracious. Jennifer.
Cool. What's ethnicity?
Jennifer, cry me a river.
Cool.
Jennifer.
Yeah, that's what we're not going to do. That's why I said, hey, look, I'm going to put his picture back up just so everybody can see it one more time. Put his picture back up. Sure, boy. He look clean, don't he? He look clean, don't he?
Cleaner than a board of health.
He does the clean.
Look clean, don't he?
Casket sharp.
Look clean, don't he?
My God. So, guys, people in the comments, let's keep it engaging. I know Joe should be almost to 1 million followers. He's been on here for like an hour and a half-ish or so. Please continue to tap the screen and engage. Give your panel if your views align with them. If not, don't. If you don't like what's being said, baby, your thumbs work quick, was good as you tapping, or you can just scroll on out. Please be respectful. If you are extended the invitation to come up in the box, please mute until you are introduced into the conversation. If you start talking with no introduction, I'm gonna kick you out, a Jones gonna kick you out, or another mod gonna kick you out. Please no caps in the comment section. Caps are for mods to get the attention of the host, my beige brother over here with the locks. Okay, that's who the host is. Okay, the person with the big ass box is the host. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Hey, listen, I agree with you. Like this radicalization of black men needs like a deep dive. Like, you know, we really, well, it doesn't actually. And I tried to explain this to folks the other day. It's simply this, right? Black men, historically, right, especially since after the civil rights movement, have their position within society has eroded, because after segregation, right, prior to that, black men, you know, could own their own businesses within their own communities because they were segregated into those places and spaces, right? And so they absolutely owned, you know, businesses and you know, in certain demographics or certain geographical locations within the United States, they were thriving, they were doing okay, and they were leaders, you know, in the community, in the church, you know, at their workplace, in some instances. But then after desegregation, then we saw a shift. We saw black women used to be, you know, teachers, and black men were principals in schools. But then after desegregation, a lot of those black women lost their jobs. And after desegregation, a lot of black men, you know, who had their own businesses, now those businesses were being bought out because the communities were starting to be integrated. So black men don't have a lot of power within this social framework that we currently exist in, right? They don't make up a large portion of CEOs. They don't make up a large portion of, you know, of C-level positions at all. Currently, black women are leading in post-secondary education. They're leading in entrepreneurship, and they're leading in households, like who's the head of household in the black community. So when black men go to work, they're not in charge, and oftentimes at home, you know, they wish to exert their will on their family, wife, children, so on and so forth. And so like this person, like the idea of this type of person, is appealing to them because they want to hold the same type of power and be able to, you know, exert their will on women and children in the manner in which they think white men do. Adorna, tell me where I went wrong.
Oh, you sure did not. You definitely did not. Someone in the comment section, and I quote, said, all of a sudden they don't like mixed women, which is hilarious. But yeah, no, it's definitely a case of trying to solidify a place in the hierarchy. And so, yeah. And then Kamala, clearly, obviously, because of misogynoir, kind of disrupts all of that too, just in that she's getting there when they feel
Trump was terrible for black people. Okay, what's up, Wade?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What do you want to add to the conversation?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going.
I was just gonna see if I could get my opinion on everything.
Sure.
And I was just gonna give my side of it. I know everybody has an opinion, and I'm for Trump, obviously, and I was just talking about, like, just listen to the whole thing. You know, I don't understand a lot of the race stuff. I don't know. Race is always brought into it, no matter what, and it seems like that's the only reason that anybody on the left has is a race issue, and
I already started screaming because he's been moving around in these TikTok streets doing the exact same
Yeah, I'm
thing.
not going to keep having the same conversation. That's a weird name. So the person with the Y profile picture, what's up?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself? Have you had some water?
Yes.
I'm glad. What do you want to talk about?
Yes,
And guys, let me get a 2-minute power tap. And we only have 355 left in our goal. There's over 2,000 people in here. If you want to support me, all my pay links are in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. I appreciate your donations. Go ahead.
I can barely hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're answering.
Let me turn it up some more. No, I wanted to speak on the situation when the brother said that Miss Harris isn't black. We are taught in the Nation of Islam that we are many cultures of people. We've been.
Is it a full moon?
Yeah, Mercury's in retrograde.
Are we getting all these people because we are approaching
what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. I'm not in opposition, so I won't take up too much of your time. But
you're not going to take up any of my time.
Is this because we close to the 1-year anniversary of the Alabama Brawl? Is that what's happening right now?
No, I just gotta say this, man, real quick. Much love to everybody on TikTok.
Like, they always act this way the whole month of February. They always act this way June 19th. And here we go again, approaching another black holiday, which is Alabama Brawl coming up on Monday. What is it? Anybody got a moon where they at? Because it's daylight over here. What's happening right now? Okay, I'm going to go on her. I'm telling y'all, there's something happening right now.
What's up, Bo? Oh, yeah, I should do it right now. Hey, listen, guys. Really quickly, quick commercial break. I don't know why I pulled that up again. Go to the link in the bio. Go to the link in the bio. I already knew what time it was. Go to the link in the bio and get your Vote Down Ballot shirts. If you use code Kamala10, you can save 10% off anything in the TUFF store. It's TUFF.ltd. This one is for women's rights. Those are the women's rights colors on that flag. Thank you so much for the gift in the panel and myself. And then there's one for protect human rights, Vote Down Ballot. And then there's also one for protecting trans rights, Vote Down Ballot. On the back of each of these shirts, it says our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter, Martin Luther King Jr. Go to the link in the bio, TUFF.ltd. It's called the TUFF Store. Use code Kamala10, all caps, Kamala10, all caps, and get yours today.
Jones, are you tokenizing Martin Luther King?
I sure am.
It ain't even January.
You ain't never met no Dr. Martin Luther King.
I have met Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yo, what's up, man?
No shirts for black people's rights is crazy. Human rights are black people's rights.
Pretty much.
Alex, thank you so much for the $15 Cash App. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I just came up to
Kimberly, thank you so much for the $20. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I just came up to reiterate a little bit, y'all. I'm helping to comb through the requests. So look, friendlies, man. Come on, man. Come on, yo. It's, you know, he already up in the box talking to people that don't want to listen, and then the friendlies don't want to listen to y'all, but the box is already loaded. I'm not going to stay up long because it's already loaded. And, you know, when he asks, when he says, hey, go ahead and request up friendlies and all that, then start requesting. But for now, keep those requests down. All right, y'all? Please, 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 please. Number 2. Keep tapping, power tapping, y'all. Let's get to this to 1 million. We got almost 2K people in here. We can get that. Number 3, Jones.
What up?
I sent you the size chart so you can actually look at it and know what sizes you want.
Okay.
And remember, you can also change the name and the number on there as well if you want to.
Dope.
And if you want to do the one or the two or both of the ones that I sent you yesterday, let me know.
Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta take care of that other thing too. I just seen it this morning.
Whenever,
Yeah.
man, whenever. And just give me the info on the sizes, and I'm gonna send you them for your kids' backpacks today as well.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
All right, that's it, y'all. Listen, friendlies, right now, please don't request. That's all. All right. Much love. Hey, Dan.
If you don't speak to me, and boy, I'm about to say.
Hey, yo, it said moderator keeps kicking people that wanted. No, listen, if you want to debate, and listen, these aren't debates, these are conversations. I only debate my intellectual equals. And so these aren't debates, these are conversations. This is an educational moment for you. But if you want to debate, down there in the bottom, right, is a thing that says multi-guess, right? It says guess. It's like a pink person and a blue person. You click that. If you're talking in the comments, the mods are just gonna mute you. They're just gonna zap you. Nobody wants to argue with you in the comments. Go argue with your mom.
Let me just say what's up to Adorn.
ADHD, thank you so much for the $25.
To the lovely auntie.
Because I was about to get real active and ethnic up in here. Okay, go ahead. Run it.
I'll add a little extra. To the lovely auntie with the gedurk. And and to my fellow artists and phenomenal black man. I love y'all people, man. Whatever y'all do, y'all stay sexy. I'll be
Thank
in
you,
there
Frank.
protecting the live. I'll be
Appreciate
in
you.
there protecting the live.
Appreciate you. Physics Thug, what's going on? How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Trump
What's up? I'm
2024,
doing
y'all
great.
actually have to go do the job.
Whoa, hold on. Wait, what's going on? Who was that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good. I had some water. I said some nice things. I just wanted to say, key lime pie is the #1 pie, and there ain't even a close second.
I counted that with sweet potato pecan pie. What
I'm
you
actually
got?
about to eat some key lime pie right now, actually.
Sweet potato pie is a far fourth.
No. Hear me again.
Lemon
I said
meringue is
sweet-
way better than key lime. Y'all are
I
tripping.
said sweet potato pecan pie. I didn't say naked sweet potato pie. I said sweet potato pecan pie. What you got?
You could put all the pecans, the sweets, the caramels. It don't matter. It ain't a key lime.
Yeah, lemon meringue is way better. Lemon meringue is way better. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
There is somebody in the request named To Something or whatever. Because I went to their platform.
Jacqueline, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm so sorry. This was an accident.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
I'm gonna let you know when you bring him up, because I'll go on mute so I can screen record.
Watch this right here. What's up, Truth?
How you doing today?
Jones, I am running out of space on this 512 gig iPhones.
Kira, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate you. W Kira. All right, bro, my bad. I'm gonna stop.
Oh, good. That was a good retaliation.
Oh man. Hey, listen, y'all. If y'all want to have a conversation and you're a Trump supporter, please come up. Please send your requests into the box. Who we got here? Jasper.
So y'all want an honest discussion? Is that what it is?
I would like that.
Asked?
I would like that. That would be nice.
So, and how do you suppose that's going to play out?
I don't know. Depends on how you behave yourself.
Behave? Oh, baby.
Ooh, I like that. Say it again.
So how am I supposed to behave myself?
Like a respectable human being? This shouldn't be hard.
Oh, is that what you guys are doing? Respectful? Respecting everybody who disagrees with you?
What do you mean?
Have you? Let me
How
ask you this.
have I
Let me
been
ask you this.
disrespectful?
Have you? Well, yeah, okay. Have you called people racist, bigots, homophobic, and all that stuff? Yes or no?
Not today. Not
then-
today. Now, if they
today?
do any of those
I
things,
doubt that.
Heather, thank you so much for the $20 cash, $20 Venmo. I appreciate you.
So what if you?
So yeah,
did-
I mean, if
what you
somebody is being a
actually did?
racist, a bigot, or a homophobe, then I would obviously say something
okay, so
about it.
give me some. Okay, well, give me some.
Friend,
examples
let me
of
ask you a
how
question.
you
How
did
can you
bigot.
hear anything that I'm saying when every
Wow.
time I'm talking, you're talking?
Because I was talking before you, and this is what Democrats do. They interrupt you. If they
I'm
don't
not a
like something
Democrat.
heard.
I'm not a Democrat.
You sound like one.
What is that? What does a Democrat sound like?
If you sound like a Democrat, you are a Democrat.
What does a Democrat
Period.
sound like?
Case an idiot who doesn't
Oh,
know
I thought we weren't
what they're
name
talking
calling.
about, spewing it.
I thought we weren't
You know
name
what?
calling. I thought we weren't doing that.
Sometimes you can't keep a promise. I didn't
Oh.
make any promises.
Oh, okay.
I didn't make any promises.
Okay.
Did I make any promises I wasn't gonna say? Did I say anything about making a promise?
Yeah, but Jasper, you came up
It
and
doesn't
were
matter
so
about yeah, but
appalled.
I didn't make any promises. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay, Jasper, but you were so appalled at Mr. Jones making the statement
just
about
because I was
But you're literally
appalled.
hi. I'm speaking still. I'm like what? Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
you are
appalled.
talking, but-
Jasper. I know you don't like black women. Just can you hold on a second? Can you hold on a second? Yeah. You were appalled at him making the statement about you behaving yourself, and then you immediately
color
go
are
to
you?
not behaving yourself. Like what? All that's being asked. All that's being asked
What color-
is that
what
you just wait till people finish speaking, and then we can have a conversation.
What color are you?
So you don't want a conversation then?
No, with Democrats.
All right, then
Okay,
bye.
so-
Shouldn't have came up here then.
Okay, cool.
Like, why are you wasting our time?
Hi.
What's going on? How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Not too bad. Are you a Trump supporter?
I actually am not on either side.
Okay.
I am trying to ask a question. Does everybody know that there's another option? You don't have to choose for either side.
Yeah, the likelihood of them being able to win an election is in order to run a presidential campaign. In addition to that, they have to be on the national stage, on the news channels, and part of the presidential debate. And until we have somebody who can be on the debate stage with the other candidates, then it's not even an option that is worth speaking on at this point. Like these third parties don't hold any. They don't hold any local seats. They don't hold any state level seats. They don't hold any seats in in Congress. So if they can't even get seats at the local, state, and congressional levels, then how can we take them seriously for a president? Because who's going to work with them? They don't have anybody in those positions, you know what I'm saying, that align with their values and their ideas.
Okay. So I'm loving that I'm getting your comment section just going crazy down there.
Why are we reading the comments? If you're reading the comments, you can't be listening to
I'm
me.
listening to you. I'm also autistic and can multitask, so I can read and listen to you at the same point.
I'm about to intervene, right?
Okay.
So to come up here and have a conversation, you need to be focused on the conversation. If you want
Thank
to
you,
engage
Rita.
in the comment section, you can go back to the comments. So unless you're gonna have dialogue
Okay,
with your
thank you.
lips,
Y'all have a wonderful day.
great. Thank you. Bye.
I
Why do
swear
y'all
to
do that? My God.
I want to say this: a moral victory is a political defeat. So when you vote, just because you're voting on some morals or principles and stuff like that, you're gonna lose politically. And which one counts? Your feelings or policy? Your feelings
policy.
don't count.
Policy.
Your feelings don't count.
Policy.
Right.
So your feelings definitely don't count. Your feelings, everyone needs to throw their feelings and emotions away, because at the end of the day, when the electoral vote is made, they're not going off of our feelings.
The ditch.
They're
Did
not
anybody
going off of
introduce
what-
you, friend? Are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not any supporter.
Okay. What did you want to add to the conversation?
I just wanted to add to the conversation of what you just stated to stay on topic, Mr. Jones, that yes, it is a way to not vote for a certain party, but there's also a way to do that. This is something that we should have addressed years ago, but like you said, I think it starts in our community first. A lot of us don't even know who our mayors and our city councilmen are, but we're so concerned about a presidential elect that we pay no attention to until the media put them in our face again. So that's the only thing that I just wanted to address is, a lot of times, like, we forget about our own communities and what's going on within our own community. And I just find it crazy how everyone knows what's going on in the country as a whole, but can't go to a city council meeting and discuss what's going on in their own city and their town and trying to fix it from there. So yeah, that's just the only topic that I wanted to bring up. It's like, I just feel like we need to start focusing in our communities first.
Agreed. I talk about that every day. I appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes.
All right. Come on, man. Let's do this. I'm telling you, man, Kamala is gonna.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
I need you to cash out me $19.99. Because every time I start screen recording, you drop them, and I'm using my $19.99, and I got to go clean all this out because I don't have no more storage on my iCloud. I need $19.99 plus taxes and fees, sir.
I hear you. All right. Well, is there any more Trump supporters left or nah? That's crazy. Tanya, are you a Trump supporter? Tanya. Lord have mercy. This person keeps requesting over and over again and then leaving. I don't even know what the deal is.
Maybe they got a drop kink. I don't know.
What the... Often request by mistake. Man, listen. We legitimately haven't been able to have, a conversation. I feel, and maybe I'm wrong, right? I feel like they've become more unhinged ever since Kamala has been named the nominee. I'm not even joking. I believe that they've become more and more unhinged, more unglued. All right, that's it. I'm about to block that.
I agree.
This is true because they know she could possibly beat them. S-A-B. Have you ever thought about the millions of dollars they wasted on Go Brandon shirts?
Yeah, and now they don't have anything left, so all they're talking about is, Kamala's race and who she dated. That's it.
Exactly. And I don't. When did it become a requirement for a president not to have sex? I didn't.
I have no idea.
Sex over age. I don't get it.
Oh shoot! I didn't mean to do that, bro.
So because he bankrupted the business that made all the Let's Go Brandon things, and he bragged about that during that interview with the National Association of help me, the interview, National Association of Black Journalists.
Black journalists, yeah.
Yeah. Now that the running mate for the Democratic Party, their future nominee or nominee, now they're saying, let's go Brenda.
Spencer, why can't you speak on her policy? Why is her race and who she slept with the only things that you have to talk about?
Because she doesn't have a policy.
But that's not true.
She's practicing benign neglect. Well,
thank you, Ann. I appreciate you. But that's not true.
Okay, well tell me, because I haven't heard of any.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So she's gonna fight to codify. She's gonna fight to codify Roe. That's number one. She's gonna fight to legalize and decriminalize, federally legalize and decriminalize marijuana.
Okay.
She's gonna fight for prison reform.
Okay.
I mean, like.
So what about the other 40 million of us? That might affect a few of us.
What do you, she's gonna fight to, to make sure that everybody has health care in the United States.
Okay. That's for black people and white people.
Yeah, it's for everybody.
And usually when they say everybody, we don't get it. Trickle down doesn't work. Okay, what else you got?
Hold on, what do you mean? That's not trickle down.
You don't think it's trickle down, but it is. Because usually when someone says all on a policy, we get little to nothing.
Is that what happened with the ACA? Because that's definitely not what happened with the ACA.
Okay. So I guess not. I haven't measured it. You said you measured it, so.
Yeah. So with the ACA, people that had never had insurance before were able to get insurance. A lot of those would have been, poor middle class Americans and minorities.
Okay.
So if she wants to expand healthcare so that even more people can be insured, I would say that was an overall good thing.
Well, I call her policies, and I know it's your girl. I'm not trying to offend her, but
I
call it Democratic. I call it Democratic Party's policies pet care, because they make sure we got enough food, water, we can get educated, go to the dog park, but they're not trying to empower us so we can have businesses or we can have generational wealth. They're not clearing that way.
The Republican Party's certainly not doing that. What are you talking about?
Wait, but have you looked to see if that's the case, Spencer?
The Democratic Party will if we get
Spencer,
them to earn our vote and vote them out. We got to vote them out.
Okay, Spencer, you stated that they didn't or haven't done anything for us to start businesses, except under Biden, the SBA-backed loans for Black-owned small businesses increased by 2.5 times. Like they 2.5. In addition to that, he gave permanent authorization for the Minority Business Development Agency, and Black wealth went up to 60%.
Okay. Now, have you? I've heard those stats.
Wait. I need you to. I need you to acknowledge that, because what you stated was a lot of times what we hear is they haven't done anything from people who haven't looked to see what they've done. You didn't even look to see if they'd done anything for Black businesses before you made the statement.
I have. Your measuring stick and mine is different. You measure what you see amongst us as a group, as Black people. I watch other groups, and they get a whole lot more.
Like who?
Okay, but
that's my
that
measuring
wasn't your
stick.
statement, though. Your statement was they haven't done anything for Black businesses.
Okay, that's
when they literally backed SBA-backed loans specifically for Black-owned businesses increased by 2.5 times. Like it's literally contradictory to your statement, though. That was the statement you made.
All right, you win. They give us something. It's not like other groups, and it's not enough. If you want trinkets, that's fine.
I mean, $16 billion invested in HBCUs.
Yeah,
right. Well, what's up with that lawsuit?
What lawsuit?
Now, it's a lawsuit that's going on presently because Tennessee State did an audit, and even though $16 billion is good, we lost over $100 billion from this lawsuit they got. They just started, I think, about a couple of months ago. What they found was the states, federally funded, were supposed to distribute money when they first signed over to HBCUs, to the federal government. They're supposed to give them money every year, and they were giving the money to, let's say, 70-30. The 70%, the 100% was supposed to go to HBCUs, but they were siphoning off that money and giving it to the white colleges and giving the HBCUs 30%. So now they have a federal lawsuit out trying to recoup all of that money.
Yeah,
so
they're trying to recoup 2.1 billion. But
no, it's just more like they said they lost $100 billion.
Well, the lawsuit is for 2.1 billion.
Okay.
Yeah, the lawsuit for 2.1 billion. I'm just wondering. Yeah, so several of the other things, because I know, so Spencer, for people who haven't spoken to him, this is, which as I am too, Spencer, you're going to be interested in something I launched this week. But anyway, but he's very focused on specifically financials in regards to Black, like the Black wealth gap for the most part, right? Is that correct, Spencer?
Yes, because we're at the bottom, yes.
Absolutely. So don't you think things like trying to ensure that there's more fair opportunity in regards to real estate for Black people, doesn't that help with like increasing Black wealth?
Oh, is there a bill out like that? I didn't know that.
Well,
yes,
yeah, I mean,
agree. We need to be fair.
Yeah, under Biden, January 2023, because obviously we know we have the Fair Housing Act of 1968, but clearly we're still being discriminated against when it comes to that. And so we put out the Fair Housing Act to affirmatively further fair housing, right? We know that, for example, Brookings Institute tells us that Black-owned homes that are comparable to white-owned homes get valued at about 23% less.
Now, I know the history. Is there something recent?
Yeah, yes, recent. So they put out what's called the Property Appraisal and Valuation Equity Plan, right? To try to get fair appraisals specifically for Black housing, like for Black-owned houses. I mean, there's several things. So I'm not stating that they've done enough, right? I'm not saying they've done enough, but the statement they haven't done anything also is unfair. And I think that people tend to just make the statement because clearly America has not been the best for us, and so people just make that statement without looking to see if anything has been done.
So are you saying they've done enough to vote for them again? Are you saying that?
I think that in comparison to, I do. I think that in comparison to what Republicans have, because clearly what we do know is one of the two is going to be in place, right? So when we have a group that in Agenda 47, which is the plan specifically for their candidate, is they don't even want to hear the word DEI or the letters DEI, right? So clearly they're not putting anything in place for Black housing or Black businesses, right?
I realize
and so
that.
if I have to choose between the two, because one of them factually will be, I'm going to go for the people who have already put those things in place, right? Because they're more likely to continue putting those things in place.
We've been voting blue and been they're practicing benign neglect for a long time. That I think we need something new as a party.
And so you think that what the new thing should be the people that aren't going to do any of those things?
Yes, because that's how you vote the other party out. And then the other party, hopefully, they'll show some shame, stop neglecting us. We bring them back to the negotiating table.
That's if we're still fucking alive.
They don't ever earn our vote.
Wait, Jones, I don't know. I don't know if you've heard this from Spencer before. For the people that haven't spoken to Spencer before, what Spencer has claimed, I've spoken to Spencer previously, and his claim is if we vote Republican, right, lose all of our rights and potentially go into slavery, that's okay, like literal slavery, because then the Democrats, if they want our vote back, will have to try to help us.
Now, that's your narrative. Now, do you actually think they're going to...
That's what you've stated on multiple occasions.
Because I've heard y'all say that. I heard a lot of people say we're going back to slavery. You've heard the banter.
But you're okay with it. You're okay with that the minimum going back to segregation? You're okay with that the minimum going back to segregation?
We're not even going back there.
So even forgetting segregation, even forgetting slavery.
They want to get rid of. Hold on. They want to repeal the Voting Rights Act, and they want to repeal the Civil Rights Act. So what do you think will happen? Yeah. So what do you think happens in those instances?
Everything is scare tactics. I've been hearing scare tactics.
So Project 2025, we shouldn't pay any attention to it. We should just ignore it.
Project 20, it has different names, but it's been around since. I seen something the other day on who.
Yes, but if they have the Supreme Court, the president, and both houses, then what?
The Supreme Court has never favored Black people since
they repealed Roe. What makes you think they can't repeal the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act?
They're losing population. Roe versus Wade was for them. So
you didn't answer my question. If they could repeal Roe, what makes you think they can't repeal these other things?
Because, well, maybe they can, but I wouldn't let it scare me. I'm going to sleep good tonight.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with...
Spencer, are you married with kids? You have kids? Are you married?
I have generational wealth, yes. But what I'm saying is you guys got to stop falling for these scary... I understand where you're coming from. I understand you're afraid. But
who's afraid?
But the Democrats...
Bro, I'll just leave. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Well... I guess you're out of this conversation then. But
you think I'm gonna sit around and just watch fascism ensue with my kids? You think I'm gonna just sit around with my kids? Guys, like shit, guys. Whatever happens, happens.
Now, do you think we would ever get fascism again?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Like
the same. Listen, literally, Germans sat around and like, oh, he's not that bad. Jewish people voted for Hitler. Jewish people literally voted for Hitler.
We have a template where we know that'll never happen again.
No, we don't.
Just got pew that. So you got other white folks. I know white folks. They're not gonna let that happen because their grandfathers and great grandfathers died in all these wars, so that won't happen. So they'll take care. They'll do another January 6th if they have to.
Yeah, you just.
They ain't gonna let that happen.
Yeah, but you just stated that the Supreme Court, for example, has never been for us. We know that in North Carolina, for example, several years ago, that they specifically pulled voting records to see what IDs Black people were least likely to have. And then they required those IDs, right? And then the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional. If you're stating that you're just okay with everything going towards the people who want to do that, what would prevent that from happening?
Now, in your narrative, it seems like the checks and balances work because those people can still vote.
Yeah, no, but the
That
point is
wouldn't
that
scare
we
me.
wouldn't. The point is that no, because then the vote wouldn't count because they are requiring. They wouldn't be able to vote. As a matter of fact, they're requiring the IDs that Black people are least likely to have. So if you don't have that ID, you can't vote. That's the whole point of why they're looking to see which IDs
But I
we
thought you
don't
told
have.
me it was overturned. So you're saying it's
Yeah,
still
but
like
the point is, when Jones just said, okay, if we lose the Supreme Court, you were like, they were never for us to begin with. But there's a case, for example, where they overturned that, right?
Okay.
If we lose it like you want, that would not be overturned and we would just be, not be able to vote.
Hey, Spencer, let me ask you a question. If it was a whole bunch of Black people
Uh-huh.
on January 6th that went and stormed the Capitol, what would have happened?
We all know.
And you think fascism isn't possible? That's crazy town to me. Hey
No,
guys,
because, okay.
if you are not a Trump supporter, please remove your request from the box. Please remove your request from the box if you are not a Trump supporter. Please. I'm tired of asking over and over again.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now, the January 6th thing, right? Okay, now, this is how you know, there's probably a change of topic a little bit, that's all their children. Because I know people personally that were inside the Capitol. I've seen pictures of. And it's like, they went from the top charge of insurrection all the way down to, I think these guys I know spent 30 days in jail, retained their jobs, even got bonuses on the job for that time missed.
You good,
and
DJ?
Vacation. So,
Hey, what's happening,
and
man?
all this bantering back and forth, we're not involved in it. So whatever they do to us, unfortunately, it hurts. They're going to do anyway.
Wait, Spencer, do you think an underage pregnant child is just a casualty of the Abortion Act? Do you still feel that way, sir?
You told me about that case, and
There's
No,
that
no,
case.
no.
There's been a bunch.
No,
Yeah,
that's not
but-
what you said. That's not what you said. Let's go back. We were in Hog Bosses Live, which is why I
can't
haven't been there
remember.
for a long time because of what you said.
Really?
When we were
You
talking
shouldn't let me
about
traumatize you like that.
we were talking about the Smusmortion ban.
Right, but I can't
And
remember.
I said, what
Can't
about
remember
a
the
tender
conversation.
age child that's 10, 11, 12 years old? And you said that there will be casualties.
Oh, now I remember. You were saying the same things Mr. Jones and Adora's saying. You were falling for we call it the boogeyman effect, and they try to scare you to the polls.
Yeah, it's only a boogeyman. The whole point is
If it's
the
not
boogeyman
happening,
doesn't
over
exist.
65,000 women, over 65,000 women, some of them as young as 12 years old, have been forced to carry babies by a rapist since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Over 65,000 women.
Yeah, if it's actually happening, it's not the boogeyman. That it's reality. That
He
doesn't
said
make sense.
children, Joan. He said children. I say, so Spencer, a 10, 11, 12-year-old tender age child that was raped or is pregnant due to incest or whatever, he goes, every war has their casualties. They're just a casualty of war. That's what he said.
That and when did y'all? That's my first. I thought Spencer was ultra pro-black. Why does he know Trump supporters that was at January 6th if he's ultra pro-black? When did that happen? Oh, so he's been fronting all this time. He's not ultra pro-black. He's been lying this whole time. Okay.
He is.
Hey guys, let's get. Can I get a 5-minute power tap? Let's get to 1 million, and let's see if we can wipe out this goal. All of my pay links are in the bio: Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Also, you can, like I said, if you use code Kamala10, you can get your vote down ballot shirts and save 10% off anything in the store. Anything in the store. Oh, I see we have quite a few people purchase some shirts already this morning. All right. I see y'all. We are going to be making 10% of the donations are going to be going to the Kamala Harris campaign. Bro said we're NPCs. Well, I invited you up, and then I'm going to mute you in the comments, and then we'll find out who the actual NPC is. But yes, go get your vote down ballot shirts. Here, let me pull up a couple of them one more time for the folks. Women, protect women's rights. I need to change these backgrounds. Protect human rights. Protect trans rights. And on the back of all of those, it says, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Remember, voting down ballot is the key to, you know, a progressive future and saving our country, saving our democracy.
For
And
those
Bone
of
is
you
back.
who are wondering who the most recent Wahite person is, this is the one that just said, I'm pro-white all the way. And she's in the comment section. She said, pro-white all the way.
Code Kamala 10, guys. Code Kamala 10, all caps, get you 10% off anything in the store. Anything.
You need darker backgrounds on those, man?
Oh, nah, they're good. Okay. Nah, the only thing I was saying was the women's rights one was worn by a man, which there's nothing wrong with that. Men can fight for women's rights too. I just thought it was funny.
I did that on purpose.
I just thought it was funny. I like, ain't no white men out there fighting for women's rights. No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, let me know if you need anything, man. I'm actually sitting at the tablet right now, so if you need anything, let me know. You know, I was thinking of offering a free custom illustration to one of your folk, depending on you know, on something that you deem worthy of putting it out there for. Like if you reach a certain goal or something like that. How's that?
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Adam, what's going on, man? You got some water, said something kind about yourself?
Yeah. Adam is yanking the chain, in case y'all don't know, in case y'all didn't know. Adam is yanking the chain.
Y'all are not okay. Like literally, y'all are not okay.
Or maybe just a link in the chain.
How do you get a shirt? Go to the link in my bio. Go to the link in my bio, TUFF, the TUFF shop, tuff.ltd. And that's where you can go and get your shirt.
The main thing I wanted to tell you, because I don't know if you saw the message, my brother.
What's that?
Check out the video I dropped in the drive. You might want to see a little bit of that before you get off of here.
Video you dropped in. What is it about?
Somebody's live, just being mad disrespectful to black women, black man himself.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to watch that right now. I'm trying to keep my spirits up this morning.
Wait, is that in the Discord?
I don't think so. I mean, I can put it in there. I can have somebody put it in there.
It's like 8 minutes long. I can clip some parts out and drop it in there if you want. Hey, Phoenix, I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh, shoot. You know what? I was supposed to I was supposed to find out from my daughter which one of them those crystals that she wanted. Man, I swear, if my head wasn't attached to my body, I'd forget it sometimes. The other day, I got in the car, drove like all the way to the end of my neighborhood, and I was like, man, I can't see shit. And I was like, oh shit, I don't have my glasses on. I had to turn around and go back to the house. I was like, why can't I see anything? I just need to get contacts again. That's what I need to do. But I can't wear my glasses while I have these headphones on because the glasses push into the side of my temples and gives me a headache. So, but yeah, I got all the way to the end of the neighborhood and I'm like, yo, I can't see nothing.
Let me get Bonita
yo,
back.
so I did get it done. I got LASIK done many years ago when it was new, and then my sight got bad again. So
I'm gonna go ahead and get out the way, bro. I just want to let you know that.
All right, I appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go myself. I may or may not be on later tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But it just doesn't seem like, why am I muting Trump supporters? Because it's what I do. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me in the box. There you go.
And Bonita, you are going to be.
I don't let Trump supporters talk in the comments. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me in the box. Say it to me. That's how I feel. All right, well, we have somebody coming up. Hold on one second. Hey, say hello to him, Anji.
Hello, Truth. Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
I haven't had enough water, but I've had some. I guess I've said something kind about myself.
All right, what did you want to talk about?
Um, so I've talked to Mr. Jones before. We had a good conversation last time. I guess I wanted to follow up on that. Um, as I can see, are you guys kind of all of the same opinion, at least from a political perspective?
We're not sure what you mean because I'm not a Democrat. Joan isn't a Democrat. I can't speak for Dan Trail or Adorno, so they would have to answer for themselves.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
We are the like mindset, I believe, or something along those lines. You can ask the question again. Go ahead.
Yeah, just like a similar mindset, and that doesn't necessarily mean Democrat. I mean more like left-leaning as opposed to right-leaning or centrist. Or
I'm a super communist, bro.
I'm a communist as well.
Okay, so full-on Marxism.
No, I never said that. But I wish that people would actually know, you know what I'm saying, like what they're talking about before engaging in these conversations about what communism is. Like Karl Marx did not create communism. He literally was doing an interrogation of how indigenous cultures existed prior to colonization and how some of those principles could be implemented in a modern society. So no, I'm not a Marxist. I'm a communalist, but if we had to give it a definition, it would be communism. I do not believe in an established government. I don't think that in 2024 we need to be governed by representatives. I think that we have the ability to represent ourselves. We walk around with $1,000 supercomputers in our pocket. So if we wanted to write legislation or propose legislation, either in our municipalities or on a federal level, we should be able to do so as citizens. The fact that we have representatives, right, go to DC in order to represent us, and they end up not representing our interests whatsoever. They represent the interests of big businesses and corporations. Well, that's not representation of the people. I also don't think that currency is necessary. I think it creates class structures that are detrimental to the advancement of human beings, and it stifles it stifles innovation. So
Okay, so and when I was saying full-on Marxist, I was like more so asking, not like declaring. So
sure.
Thank you for clarifying. So you don't agree, for example, like with the Communist Manifesto, that form of communism. You think it's more like,
I think he has some
explain
good
to me
ideas.
how would that work with no governing body to kind of enforce this? Like how would that work?
Who said you
Could
wouldn't have
elaborate for
who
me?
said the governing body would be the people?
Okay, so the people themselves would all individually, like, how would we
You act like the
enforce, for
government. We
example?
act like the government is not actually made up of people. The government is not like some autonomous being or autonomous entity. It's also people. So the people can govern themselves. If we make rules within our municipality that already exist, you know what I'm saying? Like if I make rules in the town, those are the rules in the town. If we collectively agree that these are the rules in this town, and if you don't want to live under the rules in this town, then you live in another town.
Especially with the technology that we currently have, that should be super possible.
Okay, so how would let's say like we have a group of 1,000 people. We have a town of 1,000 people, and they follow so-called agreement structure. But then you have one person that decides, you know what, I don't want to follow this agreement structure. I want to do something else that may not be necessarily opposed, but it's not the same as this agreed structure. Let's say everybody agrees to provide a certain amount of food or type of food. Like you have somebody who grows corn, somebody who grows tomatoes, somebody who grows peas, and it kind of goes across the board. But one person decides,
Well, you
I
would
don't want to do that.
community farming, but I get where you're coming from. So if somebody doesn't want to participate, then they don't get to participate. It's that simple. Hey, you don't want to participate? No problem. Don't come to us
What
when
if
you
they
need
don't
anything.
want to move?
That's fine. They don't have to move.
So,
They can stay exactly where they are.
okay, so but they couldn't then like buy from somebody else.
You wouldn't be buying anyway. Yeah, you would just get nothing. Do it yourself, and that's fine too.
Okay, so they wouldn't be punished necessarily. It would simply just be like cut off.
Yeah. And nobody's doing it to them. They're doing it to themselves. So they're not being cut off. They've opted to remove themselves from the system, and that's fine.
Okay, so like if they were to not have, like, let's say they had a family and they were to not be able to feed their family because of this predicament.
Because they opted not to participate?
Correct. So would it be something like, would there be any protection for those children?
That's their children.
Right. So we're saying that the children would then suffer for the father's I'm just saying father in this instance for this analogy. They would suffer for the father's decision, and there would be no like protection for those children outside
That
of
essentially
the
is how
father
people exist currently. But yes, like why? That's their children. Those are their children. I'm not going to tell somebody else what to do with their kids.
Well, right now, if there's somebody who like openly neglects their child services could take that child.
Absolutely.
Parents, right? But that wouldn't be we wouldn't have that in this.
And often
utopia
in the United States, child services takes children away from parents whom they shouldn't, because it's a business, and then they foster and adopt those kids out in order to make money. That's what currently happens.
Oh, I am no way saying I like
the vast majority of our trafficked individuals in the United States come from the adoption and foster care system.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. And I'm not necessarily trying to like find a position to trap you here. I'm just trying to understand
I
where
wasn't
you're coming
concerned
from.
about that.
Well, I guess I'm more looking at the comments, so forgive me. So in regards to like a construction or infrastructure standpoint, so you said community farming would kind of be the method for food, right? What about for construction of, like, let's say infrastructure, roads, homes, businesses, places like electricity, things of that nature? How would that work?
So there's people that enjoy, building, that enjoy construction. It's a passion of theirs. So if that's your passion, then that's what you would do.
Okay. So you would have to really, this would almost be like forgive the analogy, a company that's going to search for different types of employees that perform different tasks, except this is all like more of a contractor base. So
this is how society existed for quite literally millennia. I'm talking about tens of thousands of years prior to capitalism. And roads were built, and shelters were built, and people ate.
Well, under monarchical structures, this is essentially how it functioned, except you did have the overarching power of the king. If the king decided they could stop you.
In many African cultures, they were matriarchal in nature, and there wasn't necessarily a king. There was leaders of groups, that like people that did tasks, like whether it be hunting, whether it be farming, whether it be protection. There wasn't a lot of like intertribal conflict prior to colonization because there was an abundance of resources, but there was on occasion conflict, but it wasn't mass scale war in the nature that we see it today. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't like, necessarily a king that got to dictate what everybody else did. People within the community also, had the ability to make decisions for or decide, vote on what was best for the community at large.
Okay. So so you think we would be better off like without even having a president or any sort of like the structure that we have today? You're not for any of that. You'd prefer we just have communal structures.
Thank you, Bibbidi. I don't want to say the whole thing. Yeah, that's what I would advocate for.
Okay. And so
Nakia, thank you so much for the $20.
Do you think Kamala Harris is like going to help get to that point?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I guess
this idea that she's a Marxist or a communist or any of the like is wild.
Well, I think she does have some similar, like she would be closer towards a socialist view than Trump would be.
Sure.
But that's just like indicative of the left versus the right.
Yeah, I don't even think that she's even anywhere close to even being a socialist view. I think that Kamala is literally just looking to advocate that people have equitable footing within this country. And why wouldn't we want people to have equitable footing? Like, having equity, right, or an equitable place within society is not the same as guaranteeing equal outcomes. That's not the same, because not everybody is capable of producing or reaching the same socioeconomic levels. Not everybody's capable of that. Thank you.
Well, that's 100% true. Some people are just unwilling to like work hard enough.
No,
to,
she said
to
she
get
wants
to it.
people to have equitable footing. So like, she didn't say that she wants everybody to have the same outcomes. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
So I would say if I were to be alarmed by anything that she said that would reminisce of Marxism, like her stance on the Second Amendment.
That's
seems
not
to
her
me
stance,
a
and
little
I've
bit
already debunked that like 3 times today.
So I could show you a video of
Yep,
her
from
saying she wants
2019.
to.
From 2019.
No.
Yep.
So what video are you talking about?
Where she was having an interview where she was talking about doing mandatory buybacks.
So this one's not specifically an interview, but that is another video. So what would I be getting wrong if I were to see that? Like, what is she actually trying to say?
Yeah, she didn't say that she was interested in doing that now, but she said buybacks would be one of the ways to curb the violence that we see. The leading cause of death in children in the United States of America since 2020 has been due to guns, and so I think that that common sense gun reform is necessary. I don't think that anybody's trying to take anybody's guns from them wholly, but the Second Amendment never granted you the right to individually bear arms anyway.
So that's strange. I've heard this argument before. I don't know where you're getting a historical precedent for that.
From the letters that were literally written by the people who wrote the Second Amendment.
Give an example.
Yeah. So what the issue is Virginia specifically, right, was concerned that if there was a slave uprising or indigenous peoples tried to reclaim their land, that there wasn't a standing army that would be able to be deployed to Virginia fast enough to, help the plantation owners with this uprising or raid by indigenous people. And so they wanted to have a militia present so that they could deploy them directly in the case that there would be, this type of uprising or this type of melee. So this well-regulated militia, which we now call the National Guard, would be in place in those instances. It had nothing to do with individual citizens carrying weapons. And we're also talking about like muzzle loaders at the time. We're not talking about like semi-automatic weapons or assault rifles or anything of that nature. We're talking about, something that shot a bullet like once every 5 minutes.
So I think that we're drawing this conclusion based off of an argument from silence. I think if we were to keep it direct and just read the Second Amendment for itself.
Yeah, if we read the Second Amendment for itself and we understand how grammar works, right, then we would understand that it's not granting individual citizens the right to bear arms. Like commas aren't periods. Commas aren't periods.
You got 1 million likes.
Where does
I
that
said thank you for 1 million.
change? So why does the comma or period, like I don't understand what that would change in this sentence.
So let's read the Second Amendment.
Meaning.
Let's just read it. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, as I was just talking about. The right of the people meaning the people within that free state, to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So the people, right, means the people within that free state. And those people would have to be part of this well-regulated militia in order to have the arms. Okay, otherwise, they wouldn't have put the well-regulated militia part in there.
So I think a well-regulated militia is like giving us the right to.
Well, it doesn't really matter like what you think, right? It matters what the framers who wrote it said, why they wrote it.
I'm reading it directly.
Okay.
Like you said that
so the framers
you're going to provide a source from Virginia, but you just said.
Like, no, I was telling you. You said, can you tell me what was said? But sure, I can tell. Do you know who wrote the Second Amendment?
So James Madison would be like the main constitutional writer, but ultimately it was in secret in a room, so we don't 100% know who wrote specifically each. It was, I believe, a combination.
Yeah. So Madison was having conversations with Mason and what's the other guy's name?
Is it John Jay?
No.
Hamilton?
Wasn't him either. Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and George Mason were the people that were working on it.
So, why? Let me ask this: why does the Supreme Court seem to have the precedent that the people
When was that decided?
themselves? I mean, that's just seems to be the precedent.
Yeah, when was that decided?
All of U.S. history.
That determination.
So when was there a point?
That determination wasn't made until like 2014.
When has there been a point where the Supreme Court did not allow the people, not outside of a militia, to keep and bear arms?
Oh, multiple times throughout history, especially when during westward expansion. Yeah, it was Scalia who made the determination. There was many states there's still states now where you're not allowed to own a firearm. You can't own a firearm in Washington D.C. For the most part. You can't own a firearm in New York without going through a vast array of loopholes, or Chicago. So I mean, these things, there is precedent in the United States, and there's types of guns that you can't own.
So again, my question was, when could you not own a firearm? Like, there was no right to own it, to where it was directly infringed upon.
That's what I'm saying. So like during westward expansion, there was many states and towns that completely prohibited you carrying a firearm.
Was that at the rule of the Supreme Court, or just at that state's direction, or that
Yeah,
town
that would
or
have to be,
sheriff's
yeah,
direction?
that would be at the state or municipality's direction.
Okay, so that's not the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but the Supreme
That's
Court
what I've asked.
the Supreme Court didn't really have to make a decision on it because it was left up to the states for many years.
So again, there's never
Because-
been a Supreme Court precedent
Until
that said
2014.
this only refers to a militia as opposed to the people as the governing body of the U.S.
Sure, because you know what I'm saying, like if you read the Second Amendment, it was talking about how it was determined on a state level, right? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. So right there, right, it's talking about the state.
Right. I don't see. I guess what I'm trying to say, maybe I'm not being clear, is that there's never been a precedent to not allow folks to purchase a firearm, like to completely take away.
There
the
has
right
been
to bear
on state levels.
arms. So
It
you've
hadn't been
had
challenged
state
in the
for-
Supreme Court. It hadn't been challenged at the Supreme Court.
And I would actually say that most cases that have gone to Supreme Court end up ruling in favor of
Yes,
a
because of
more
lobbyists.
liberal interpretation.
Because of the lobbyists. So you're talking
Well,
about
what evidence do you have that it's because of lobbyists rather than sheer like interpretation / academic?
Is this a joke?
inference?
Are we gonna act like
no.
Are we gonna act like the NRA is not literally the strongest lobbying organization in America?
Probably not. I'd say the World Economic Forum is a lot stronger than they are.
The what, bro?
World Economic Forum.
Are we gonna venture down into fucking?
They have a lot more money, a lot more. They have like Congress and senators that are part of their group, so their lobby group is a bit more powerful than the NRA. But either way, that's irrelevant. Like, do we have
The
evidence?
World
that
Economic
there
Forum is crazy.
Do we have evidence that the reasoning
Yes.
for the Supreme Court precedent
Yes.
is based off of lobbying,
Yes.
basically getting money, as
Yes.
opposed to academic inference?
Yes.
What's the evidence?
Again, most of these Supreme Court judges are handpicked by lobbying groups or super PACs, like places like the Heritage Foundation and things of that nature. The last 3 appointed Supreme Court judges were from the Heritage Foundation. And then we can see that judges like Justice Thomas have taken large donations historically from political lobbyists. So yes, we have tons of evidence to say that would be the reason.
So does it logically follow?
Okay. Yeah. So the World Economic Forum does not aren't even on the list of lobbying spenders in the United States.
So the World Economic Forum will have like something called an ESG score for companies to meet, right? And so they have different lobbyists throughout. Like it's not necessarily the World Economic Forum themselves have lobbyists because it's an international organization.
Okay.
But they'll pay
I just
people.
feel like we just floated off into the Lulu land somewhere, like conspiracy theorist realm, and I'm just not. I don't know how we even draw any straight lines from that.
Okay, so here's what's strange to me.
Are you insinuating that the NRA has no political power?
No.
So you're not insinuating that.
Never have I.
Okay, I was just making sure.
So what I was asking for was like a direct causation link of these precedents being set to this so-called Heritage Foundation rule, I guess, that you've made / NRA connection.
I didn't connect the Heritage Foundation and NRA. I was just saying that the NRA is certainly they just last year the NRA spent $4.2 million in lobbying.
Okay. That doesn't seem like a whole lot, like compared to other companies. I'm sure people have spent more than $4.2 million lobbying.
But that's just in lobbying alone to nonpartisan groups. Since 2010, the NRA has directed more than $140 million to pro-gun election candidates.
Okay. So I guess let's go back to the initial point. Like General Motors spends more than that. Comcast, Alphabet Inc. They spend more than that.
Sure,
so
but if
double that.
But
and you said the NRA is the largest lobbying firm.
And I said it's not what I said. I didn't say they were the largest. Thank you, Lithium. No, what I'm saying is they have a lot of influence in terms of our political landscape. But aside from that, right, here's the issue. Even if they're not making campaign donations directly, we already know that the Conservative Party is heavily, right, invested in the Second Amendment, are they not?
More so than the liberals, yeah, absolutely.
Sure. So I mean, there you go. So
Well,
you don't have to spend as much money if you already know the Conservative Party is going to favor you anyway.
So I don't think that it's fair. Like this just seems to be like a guilty by association fallacy argument. You're saying because they're more likely to lean in favor of the Second Amendment,
you don't have to spend as much money.
Conservative. No. The initial topic we're discussing are the precedents the Supreme Court set, and you're saying it's because they're essentially Heritage Foundation connection.
No, I did not say the Heritage Foundation connection. I said like the Heritage Foundation has elected or appointed, right, selected Supreme Court justices, our last three. I didn't connect them to the NRA. I was saying this is an example of who else does these types of things. So there are pro-NRA or there are NRA favored justices.
So but my initial point was trying to say, is it possible that they've come to these conclusions because they're the most likely to be true from academic inference?
No.
Why?
Because we can easily just go and research in our Library of Congress the letters written by Jefferson and Madison and Mason. We can just go read them, and they'll tell you why they were writing them. It's very simple.
Can you read one for me?
Well, I mean, I can't. I don't know that I can pull up the Library of Congress information now. But
have you read them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you know who. I don't know if you know who Jolly Good Ginger is, but he's the one who sent them to me initially. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I should read them. It wouldn't be fair for me to say that I can tell you that they haven't because I haven't read them. Can you provide me with like a web? You said what website are they on?
Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yep, Mason, Madison, and Jefferson. Libraryofcongress.gov. Virginia Declaration of Rights. There's so many on here. But yeah, if you go to loc.gov, it has like literally the full letters.
I'm there right now. If you could tell me what letter, that would be great.
Hold on, yeah. Give me 1 second. See if I can look it up. Okay, James Madison introduced the Second Amendment to placate various fears regarding the military, the balance of power between the federal and state government, and the use of standing armies.
If I just type in James Madison, will that come up?
I don't think so. Because I'm looking through this. I'm looking through the this work that was done by Dr. Richard C. Roars, Dr. James L. Houston, Dr. Elizabeth A. Williams, and Dr. Cheryl A. Tucker, because that's the information. It says the original intent of the Second Amendment, and then it talks about the debates between, like I said, Mason, Madison, and Jefferson, and how they came to this conclusion, and how it wasn't for the individual to hold. And it provides all of the sources down at the bottom on each page. So that's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Do you have an? Do you want to DM me your email address and I'll send you the whole thing?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's like 97 pages, but it goes through all of it.
Okay.
And it will give you references directly to links directly to the letters where they got the information from. Well, because those letters were debates between those three.
Okay. The reason I'm asking you is because if I'm wrong, I'd like to know if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely take a peek at this. So let me, I don't have too much more time, and I know you wanted to get off of here too. I did want to mention one thing. You said that gun violence is the #1 cause of child deaths. Is that what you had said?
Yep, since 2020.
What's that number? Like, so from an annual perspective, how many deaths are we talking here?
$1.8 per one. So in 2020 and 2021, firearms contributed to the deaths of more children ages 1 to 17 years of age in the U.S. than any other type of illness, injury or illness. The mortality rate has doubled in the U.S. from a recent low of 1.8 deaths per 100,000 to 3.7 deaths per 100,000 between 20 and 21. And let me see. Firearms reached in 2020 2,571. Motor vehicles was 2,348. Cancer was 1,427. Suffocation was 1,026. Congenital anomalies was 877, and drowning was 841. So the leading cause of death was firearms at 2,571, and that's been steady since 2020.
So I guess it's hard for me, like it's not that that's like a good thing, it's a horrible thing. But I think that a much bigger problem is for at least it's been a little less, but abortions are responsible
That's
for
not
almost
that's
a
not
billion
that's not alive
children's
children, so I don't
deaths.
care. I literally don't care. I could care less.
They're not alive?
No, you're not alive
So
till you're
they're
born.
dead.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Do you
that
have rights in the
they mean
United
born?
States? Yeah. Do you have rights in the United States if you're not born?
I would hope so.
You do not.
So if we read the 14th Amendment that
Yeah, it
way to be
says-
consistent, that means that all immigrants don't have rights either.
Well, they have rights that are protected under our asylum laws.
So unless you're a naturalized citizen, you don't have these rights. So you either have to accept that non-naturalized citizens don't have the rights, just like
I said they have
unborn
rights
children,
under our
or
asylum
everyone
laws.
do. So what rights do they have that are
Huh?
like different?
So the
from
asylum,
14th
right,
Amendment?
gives them legal presence within the United States until they no longer have legal presence within the United States. And as long as you have legal presence within the United States, you are bound by the laws that exist within our borders.
So you have the same rights as a naturalized citizen?
No, because you don't have the right to vote. You don't necessarily have the right to keep and bear arms. So no. There would be a whole bunch of rights that you wouldn't be afforded.
Right. So you don't have the same rights. If we're interpreting the 14th Amendment the way you are, we're stripping away the right to life, liberty, and property from both the unborn children and the non-naturalized citizens.
Correct. Yeah, because if you're an immigrant to this country, right, and you don't have any legal standing, the likelihood of you being able to purchase a home or travel freely and things of that nature are, negated in some instances, or at least strain. There's at least strain on them.
So you don't have a right to life either if you're
You have a
a
life.
non-naturalized
Anybody,
citizen.
that's a human right. So we can't violate people's human rights.
Well, where do these human rights come from? Where are they grounded in?
What are our human rights grounded in? Well, I mean, there's international laws that protect human rights, but aside from that, human rights would, just come from the simple mere fact that you are an autonomous human being. Simply that. Now, I mean, if you're going to say that they need to be grounded in religion or law, I don't agree in that, because I mean, you don't need religion nor law for you to understand that me taking your life unnecessarily is wrong.
I mean, you could say that, but like if I were to ask you for your ontological position on metaethics, I would be curious to hear how you would ground rights without just presupposing things like human rights.
I wouldn't presuppose anything. So here's like my example that I just gave you in terms of taking a life. If we all exist in a community, right? And there's people inside of that community that love and care about you, right? And I take your life unnecessarily, unprovoked, the other people that love and care about you inside of that community are going to be upset with me. I don't need a book nor a law, to ground that in. This is just an objective truth.
So I know, like, from a religious perspective, a lot of people think that the Bible would be the ground for like moral
And it would
values
not.
and duties or
And
life.
it's not.
But you're right, it's not. That's not what
Yeah, these are sociological truths.
Okay, so if somebody like myself, I'm a Christian, I think you and I have had this discussion. I would say us being made in the image of God is what.
That's not
grounds
what
our
the book
rights,
even
not the
says.
Bible.
He said we shall make them in our image. We shall
Right.
make them in our image is what the book says.
Right.
So I don't know who the we
Right.
is, and I don't know who our is.
The triune God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
All right, hey, Adorna and Kinsey, y'all got it.
Are we debating abortion?
So
Yep, abortion's up.
Are we allowed to say abortion? Because I was just on the live
By
where I
Twitch.
couldn't say abortion.
Yeah, we can say it. I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
And FYI, I have 4 minutes, but I'm happy to continue the conversation in any direction.
Yeah, I would say that ultimately we ground human rights like based on human need.